have the puck, and Tkachuk hit him. And he wasn't expecting it.
Live from the 102.5 The Bone Studios in St. Petersburg, Florida. It's Drew Garabo. Live.
Back to reality. Back to life. Back to reality. Back to life. Back to reality. Back to the here and now. Yeah. Show me how to decide what you want from me. Tell me maybe I could be there for you. However do you want me? However do you need me? However do you want me? However do you need me? However do you want me? However do you need me? However do you want me? However do you need me?
Oh, yeah. Man, what a weekend. You survived it. So did we. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks to Setting Show. Thanks to JP. Thanks to Johnny B, who I got to see for a brief moment today. And thank you to Mike Calta for kicking the day off.
Sorry about that. I tried to warn you.
Hey, no apologies necessary. He's my favorite nighttime personality on 102.5 The Bone in history. He's right up there with you and SBK. Had a nice little pleasant conversation in the office. I was here at friggin' 8:50 this morning. Woo! I know, an actual 8-hour workday. Man, how do you people do it? Exhausted. Friday night, my Orlando Magic finally won a game against the Boston Celtics, which was great. Put me in an awesome mood. My lovely lady and I shared a bottle of red.
So, and I'm on Sports Radio.
And I don't know why the Ian Beckles clip got. I was recording, and I knew I was going to let it play until then, like an idiot. And as I was recording it, an Ian Beckles audio clip popped up on my Twitter, and it recorded on the intro. And I'm like, "Hey, idiot! Don't forget later to fade down." And then no,
I never seen a brother try and insert himself so much into everybody's
right?
show.
Like Ian, man, like relax. Not everybody's show, everybody's radio station.
Yeah, back up, dude.
Like, dude, you're on every other show on this station. Not that that's bad. I love the hustle.
Absolutely.
You're on the sports station, probably 98 Rock. And damn it, if he didn't end up on our show intro, he's like, I don't want to do the Drew Garabo show, but I'll be damned if I'm not going to have my voice on the intro. Shoot. So Friday night, Celtics, Magic, my Magic win, which is great. Couldn't wait until Saturday afternoon. We Saturday morning made a little jaunt to St. Petersburg, see my buddy TJ over at Doom Club Collective Tattoos. Sarah's working on a giant piece for her thigh and her small thigh. Thigh is not giant, but the piece is. Whew. And so we got back in time for the Bolts game. And I think we were all of us Bolts fans were a little nervous going into that one, especially because the Panthers managed to take 2 on our home ice. Well, you can take one of those with you because we took that one on Saturday afternoon. And I'm trying to decide if I am too much of a homer to be objective about the hit late in the game that Tkachuk delivered to one Jake Gensel. It seemed very similar to the hit that got Brandon Hagel suspended for that game. But the more I think about it, the more I think we were being homers by demanding for the suspension or calling for the suspension of Mr. Tkachuk. He was not suspended. They didn't even have a hearing, which that to me seems a little off. But, probably Hagel shouldn't have been suspended for his hit, and probably Tkachuk shouldn't have been suspended for his hit.
As all of us don't have the vast knowledge of hockey in the game as you do, as briefly as you want to, or as long as you want to, you are, and it was in the intro, you're not allowed to hit a player if they're not in puck action. Is that what this is about?
Yeah. So the reason, and I don't have a lot of hockey knowledge, and I defer to those who do, but if you do not have the puck and have not touched the puck, then a player cannot tee off on you.
Just can't come over and
right.
roundhouse.
Right. And that's pretty much what Hagel did that got him suspended, is that he really, really just unloaded on Barkov, left his skates.
Oh, damn.
And Barkov did not touch the puck. So that's why he got a major penalty. NHL player safety took a look at it, and they made the decision to suspend him.
So Barkov's like, well, what did I do?
Yeah, I mean, these two teams do not like each other at all. Like these two teams I am seeing on the ice, there is I think a healthy level of respect, but also a very healthy level of hatred between these teams.
Well, they're both Florida teams, and as we learned in Highlander in the 80s,
there can be only one. Never saw it, but I do get the reference. And so Matthew Tkachuk teed off on Jake Gensel. The difference is Gensel had the puck, passed the puck, no longer had the puck, but, and again, I'll call on hockey fans, real hockey fans who know more than I do, to either confirm or deny this, but Gensel made the mistake of keeping his head down instead of looking up. Had he looked up, he would have seen the troll himself, Matthew Tkachuk, ready to just wipe him out. But because his head was down, he got annihilated. I mean, Tkachuk wailed him, and then Tkachuk, I guess he taunted him by pointing to his head and then pointing up, like, you got to keep your head up, man.
Oh.
Like, this is why I did this.
The man's trying to do a favor.
He's like, next time, don't make me do this to you.
Not all ass whippings come with favors.
Right.
Drew.
It's like when your dad tells you, this is going to hurt me more than it hurts you, which is a lie. But your dad tells you that. And I think I have it here.
Dishes it off and bang.
And we scored an empty netter on the play,
so
by the way.
It looks like the puck is long gone. It felt more bang during the play, but you could see Gensel hits his face on the
Order
ice.
to test a 5-minute penalty on the play, which will now be reviewed.
And I will tell you, I have never in my life heard Dave Mishkin lose it like he lost it on that cheap shot. Mishkin gets very excited. We had him on the show. He's a great dude. Gets very excited about the game. His goal calls are legendary. You'll rarely hear him, I don't want to say explode, but it's just short of an explosion.
Launches this in. Vasilevsky stops it by the net, flips it up the middle. It does come out of the zone. Jones gloves it down, loses Kucherov. Kucherov to the red line, just backhands it in. 5:15 left, net empty for the Panthers. 4-1 Lightning. Carter Verhaeghe hands it off Barkov. A lot of clock left. Barkov to center ice. Got checked. Puck stolen by Gensel. Jams it forward across the line. Cirelli. Nobody in front of him. Score! And Gensel was run out of the neutral zone by Tkachuk.
It's really something to listen to.
Well, I don't know that Tkachuk is going to have to serve a penalty because the Lightning scored the empty net goal to make it 5-1.
I love the Sunrise Arena. Like, first they're playing Olivia Newton-John's Physical, and then later, as they're trying to sort out the penalty, they play Four Non-Blondes, What's Up?
Oh, good Lord.
The Lightning react on Tkachuk. Now the Panthers have an extra guy out there because Bobrovsky was on the bench. I want to see a replay. Again, my replay accessibility in this booth is not the best.
So he's already a little pissed off about that.
Yeah.
So every time I turn away from the ice, I feel like I missed something on the ice. Let's see what Tkachuk did. Oh, yeah, just a horrific. I mean, you talk about interference. You talk about hitting an unsuspecting player.
Get him, Dave.
That's exactly what Tkachuk did. What was it that Paul Maurice said? Our players don't hit players who have the puck. Guess what? Gensel didn't have the puck, and Tkachuk hit him.
Man, I mean, he lost it.
Sound like he's cutting a promo.
Passionate.
As they say.
Very passionate. So now that we won that one, you've got Game 4 tonight in Sunrise. We'll have it for you here on The Bone. I hope you're as excited as we are. It is going to be a hell of a game tonight. You know the Panthers crowd is going to be fired up. Hopefully our Bolts can get it done. And so I was walking on sunshine. Like my players, my teams finally showed up for the playoffs. Friday night Magic win. Saturday afternoon, Bolts win. Awesome. Went out Saturday, had some fun out of Caliente with some friends, hung out late, got home, woke up Sunday morning, got a little breakfast, and then we went to go play golf with my buddy Todd Wright. We were going to play at beautiful Countryside Country Club, late tea time, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And as Sarah and I are driving there, my buddy Jerry calls me and he says, hey, my dad's sick. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I think this is going to be a terrible phone call. And he said, but he's going to Centric Care right now, or urgent care, whatever. I don't even know if Centric Care is still a thing. But he can't make the Magic game tonight. Do you want his tickets? And I'm like, yeah, I want to go to a Magic playoff game. So we drove to Orlando. We wrapped up after 9 holes, had time for a very brief shower, had a mercifully brief drive to the city of Orlando. And I mean merciful because I don't know if they had opened up those decongestion lanes a little bit early or what, but for the first time in years, there was no traffic between Lakeland, Auburndale, and Haines City.
Wow.
I know. Like, the fact that we made it past 27 without even a slowdown, I'm like, we are in heaven.
Just smiling.
Oh, they were. And so we went to the game, sat in the upper level, and I'll talk about something that happened at 5 o'clock with a kid, and I need some feedback on it because just I love that parents bring kids to sporting events. I think it's awesome. I was bringing my son to baseball games and basketball games from the time he was a little tot. However, if a kid ruins an adult's experience at a game, then there's a problem. And indeed, our experience was ruined last night at Kia Center by a little kid. I'll go into it later, but we moved from the very upper level, and I mean the upper level. A buddy of mine who's a vice president with the Magic realized that he couldn't have a superstar of my caliber sitting up in the 300 level. It was an embarrassment for the organization, more embarrassing than the anemic performance by the team last night. And he said, we got to move you down. So they moved us down. Problem was, Sarah and I forgot to eat. Like, we're at the game. And look, Amway Center or Amway Arena, Amalie Arena, they have great food options. When we're at Lightning games, there are so many great food options from PDQ to Muskella's to barbecue to this. Great food options. Kia Center's not quite there. Not quite there. They got a Checkers on the upper level. They got a Papa John's on the upper level.
Good Lord.
I know.
Do they have an Aldi's?
Right? And so none of that appealed to us. And so we're starving. We leave the game, and we're starving. So I'm a big Yelper. I looked at Yelp, and Yelp had a very highly rated restaurant within 10 minutes of the arena called Tori Tori in the Mills district of Orlando, if you know where that is, right near downtown. It's Vietnamese, Korean district. I don't know why so many Asian settlers landed in the Mills and 50 area of Orlando, but they did. They just wound up there. Where's there an Asian? I guess out by Fletcher and Fowler here in Tampa Bay. Like, they have a lot of Asian restaurants out in that part of town. Yeah. So maybe there's a huge Asian population out there. I don't know. Man, Mo, we walked into that place at 10 o'clock on a Sunday night. Weird ordering system. You walk in, you have to go to the bar to order your food. They give you a number, and then you sit down and wait for your food to be brought. Yeah.
Down and wait for the food.
So it's like a fast casual, but instead of like going to a counter, you go to the bar. When I say there wasn't a seat available at the bar and people were standing around it at 10 o'clock on a Sunday night, and then I start to look around, and every single table has a number on it, and they're waiting for food. And I looked at Sarah. I said, it is going to be over an hour until we get fed here. That would put us at 11 p.m. on a Sunday night when I have to be at work at 9 a.m. for a meeting this morning. So I'm like, let's just give it up. So we're driving it, and those of us who have been in Florida for a long time, I'm sure I'm telling you nothing you don't know. International Drive in Orlando is a tourist trap.
Sure.
Like, there's just no bones about it. If you're anywhere near iDrive, It's a tourist trap. It's where we used to cruise as kids. I talk about it on the radio all the time. As teenagers, we'd bust out the Suzuki Samurai with the detachable CD player and the speakers in the back, but booming 2 Live Crew, etc. Great place to meet tourists. The first Olive Garden ever was on International Drive, still is. So it's a place for chain restaurants and tourist traps, like 192 in Kissimmee. So I was very skeptical when I looked up a restaurant, and this place had 4.6 out of 5 stars, over 3,000 reviews, and it's called Mia's Italian Restaurant, right? We sit down, nice decor. They don't close till 11 p.m. We're good. They said the kitchen closes at 10:45. I've never seen anything like it before. I looked on the menu, and it said they have a deal where for $34.99 per person, you can get up to 5 dishes and an appetizer. And a salad and a dessert for like $35.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, this is a very anti-tourist trap thing to do. So I was like, probably like you get appetizer portions, small sampling portions, full-sized portions. It was magical. It was like 5 courses, big plates of pasta. By the time we got out of there, it was like out of a Goodfellas movie or something. Like I felt like the fattest Paul Sorvino Italian Paulie that has ever lived. We feasted and feasted and feasted. Got home at like 1 a.m.
Wow.
Bellies full. But what a great freaking weekend. And I want to know who's psyched for this Lightning game tonight. If we win this thing tonight, look out for Game 5, where we will be broadcasting from on Wednesday. Look out. If they let us win this one tonight, they shouldn't have let us win that last one.
No.
Because they gave us a little bit of hope. And now if we get a little bit more hope on Wednesday and come back for a Game 5, this place is going to be rocking. Boston sports fans are pricks. I used to be one. And I will just say, Celtics fans are worse than Bruins fans, worse than Red Sox fans, worse than Patriots fans. They are the worst of the worst because they have championship rings to back it up. So they carry themselves with not just swag, but a whole lot of cockiness, annoying as hell. 800-771-1025 is the number if you'd like to join us. Big Bolts game tonight. Coming your way, pregame show 6:30 with Greg Linnelli and the guys, and then 7 o'clock broadcast as we are in Sunrise, and then we'll be out there on Wednesday. And I know Sending Show tomorrow has some tickets to give away for the game. So call John tomorrow for those. And then I believe he's still doing a contest. So if you want to send an open mic to the 102.5 The Bone app, you can do so. And I believe he wants you to sing like Scott Stapp from Creed. He's giving away some Rockville tickets that way. And I thought it was just a great friggin' idea. All right, we're open for business, ready to take your phone calls. Did I get to everything? I think so. 800-771-1025. Bolts come storming back. Chuck escapes suspension. Surprise trip to Orlando. Opposite of a tourist trap. Check. Now, when we come back, we need to talk about this Clearwater Ferry accident that happened last night.
Weird, man.
So it's so weird. The way it was reported, the way it's being handled, way more questions than we have answers. And we'll ask some of those burning questions next on Drew Garabo Live.
You're listening to Drew Garabo Live on 102.5 The Bone. It's Lightning Hockey on 102.5 The Bone. The Bolts are back in the playoffs. Tonight, your Tampa Bay Lightning hit the road to take on the Florida Panthers. The game starts at 7 p.m. It's the battle for Florida. You can listen to every single playoff game right here on the official station of the Tampa Bay Lightning. 102.5 The Bone. Real, raw hockey. Now, a Bone traffic update from the Farah and Farah Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center.
There's now a wreck causing blockage along Brandon Boulevard at King, so expect delays there. Another's clearing along the Temple Terrace or Bullard Parkway near Harney Road, and we've got one to the south along Sims Road at US 41. You'll encounter the usual late-day congestion now on both sides of the bay along the interstates and major roadways. Sadly, in Pinellas, we have word of a crash along southbound I-275 at the exit to 54th Avenue North. This is Jim with traffic.
Save time and money with mobile service at Jerry Ohm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. They come to you and perform on-site simple repairs or routine maintenance. Schedule mobile service with Jerry Ohm today. Online at jerryohm.com. Tampa is Ohm country. See dealer for complete details.
Diamond Days are back at Golden Diamond Source, Tampa Bay's largest jewelry superstore. I love Diamond Days because right now you can get up to 20% off all their diamond inventory, including April's birthstone, plus you can take advantage of 0% financing for up to 5 years. That means if you finance $5,000, your monthly payment would be only $83. Best of all, your Golden Diamond Source diamond never loses its value. And listen up, all you soon-to-be newlyweds. Here's your chance to win a $2,500 shopping spree at Golden Diamond Source, along with a wedding cake for up to 100 guests, created by the renowned celebrity chef, the Cake Girl, as seen on the Today Show. Entering is simple. Go to Golden Diamond Source on Ulmerton Road for your chance to win big. If you want your special someone to say yes, make sure it's a Gold and Diamond Source diamond. Visit us at 3800 Ulmerton Road in Clearwater. And, of course, make sure it's a Gold and Diamond Source diamond.
This is Barry. He's a bucket hat wearing barista at a Jivin' Java joint. He had a stash of cash that needed to be put somewhere that isn't a crypto fintech. So he opened a free checking account at Mid Florida, a local credit union with 60 plus branches, where he can talk to someone face to face. They even gave him $200. And his financial worries, they've been ground down to nothing. Mid Florida, your life, your money, your credit union. Insured by NCUA, 0.00% annual percentage yield. Eligibility, credit, and other limitations apply and must be met within 60 days.
Mobile service is here at Jerry Ohm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We come to you at your home or office. That means you can save even more time and money with your next service experience with no more wait times. We'll come at your convenience to your home or office. Then we'll perform on-site simple repairs or routine maintenance. See just how easy and convenient it can be for yourself. Schedule a mobile service with Jerry Ohm today. Online at jerryohm.com. Tampa is Ohm country.
See dealer for complete details.
Suppressor Fest is back at Shark Coast Tactical. If you missed the last Suppressor Fest, this is your chance to gear up on all things suppressors. Will is having deals on all suppressor brands in the shop. You heard that right. All cans on sale. If you don't have a suppressor yet, what are you waiting for? There'll be killer deals on everything in the shop, free swag, and amazing giveaways. So get to Shark Coast Tactical this Saturday, May 3rd for Suppressor Fest 9. Shark Coast Tactical is often imitated, never duplicated. They're located on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota. Find them on social media and make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Mike Calta Show.
I'm sure everyone says this, but my mom really deserves the world. This year, I finally found a Mother's Day gift that comes close. She loves Hellsberg, so I'm getting her these timeless gold earrings she can enjoy for years to come. They feel special enough to show how much I truly appreciate everything she does for me. And I mean everything. I even sent my dad a link to the Diamond Eternity band he'll be getting her, too.
Save up to 50% on Mother's Day gifts Mom will cherish forever. Visit Hellsberg.com or a store near you.
At Bernetti PA, if you've been injured in an accident, we make it quick, easy, and convenient to hire us. You can rest assured that somebody is on your side. Call 1-800-BERNETTI. We're ready. Offices Lakeland, Tampa, St. Pete.
Tune in for Reinventing Retirement, where premier wealth managers and retirement specialists discuss the most important and crucial retirement topics for your benefit. Reinventing Retirement, Saturdays at 9 a.m. and Sundays at 9 a.m. and again at 11 a.m. Only on 102.5 The Bone.
From Saturday Night Live and his multiple Netflix specials, Emmy-winning comedian John Mulaney announces his new tour, Mr. Whatever. Straz Center, Saturday, December 6th. Tickets on sale now at strazcenter.org.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. these families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Preparing to sell your home can be costly and time-consuming. You can skip the hassles of a traditional home sale and sell your home stress-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hey, it's JP. You can say goodbye to the stress that comes along with showings, open houses, and costly home repairs. My friends at Mark Spain Real Estate will sell your home fast and for maximum value. With over 12,500 five-star reviews, trust the top real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home for top dollar. Just go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-880-6363. That's 1-800-880-6363. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-880-6363. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Another checkup? Why are so many people getting new puppies?
Dr. Kim's veterinary office is littered with cuteness.
We are booked solid for weeks, but who can say no to a puppy, right? Oh, good boy. Oh,
she needs to find extra vet techs to get those pups some extra love.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, candidates can find it easier, so you can hire easier. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Ruck, run, or walk it at the 3rd Annual Sergeant Anthony Patrick Malstat's Defender Ruck on June 7th. Choose the 5K, 2.2-mile Ruck Walk, or go virtual. Every step supports military mental health and suicide prevention, plus music, food, raffles, and more. Sign up now at DefenderRuck.com and use the code THEBONE for $10 off.
Involved in a car accident? We understand the pressure you're under. Call Farah and Farah. Tampa.
This Saturday, May 3rd, Michelob Ultra is the proud beer sponsor of Barbecue Love Fest, an epic day of barbecue with pitmasters from across the country. Live music, cold beer, and good vibes. Get your tickets while they last at bbqlovefest.com.
Now, a weather update from the Sun Toyota Weather Center.
Sun, Toyota.com.
I'm Fox 13 Chief Meteorologist Paul Delgado. A couple shower storms around early tonight, otherwise mostly clear. Another warm night. We're down near 70. A little bit of a better chance of afternoon storms on Tuesday, highs near 90, then dry and hot on Wednesday.
Now, back to Real Raw Radio. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Now, back to Drew Garabo Live.
You can watch along with what we do, which is sit in a room and talk on Bone TV. A lot of people make really nice comments. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. I see some people in there saying some nice things. Thank you, Joyce. Thank you to everyone who says nice things. And thanks to everybody who says not nice things, too. I mean, you help our metrics and analytics improve. And for that, we thank you. Rejoins today will be bands that got the shaft by not being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. First of which is Joy Division / New Order. Boo. And at 5:30, we'll have our first game of the week where you'll be guessing songs, obscure songs by those artists that did get inducted. I'll play a clip. Maurice will tell you which artist that is. I emailed you the artists that were inducted. And you get 3 in a row, 5 in a row. I haven't decided yet. You'll get a prize. I'll decide before we get our prizes. So we were at dinner last night, and Sunday night is usually my show prep night. After Righteous Gemstones, I'll sit down and hammer out some ideas to myself for the show the following day, the following week, etc. But as I was not at home in my comfort zone, I looked at the Daily Mail, and Clearwater, Florida was at the top of the Daily Mail's headlines. I'm like, uh-oh, what happened? Well, what happened was everything about this is interesting to me because they had listed it as a mass casualty event. Mass casualty event to me means many people died.
Yes.
This was not a mass casualty event, however. This was a singular casualty event. 6 people in critical condition, but 1 man is dead. 10 are hurt in a hit-and-run crash that tragically took place near the Clearwater Memorial Causeway Bridge at 8:43 last night. Apparently, the Clearwater Ferry was shuttling people home. I believe it might have been one of the last shuttles from the Sugar Sand Festival that they do. Now, a boat collided with the ferry, a recreational boat. The Mayday transmission audio released by the Coast Guard says, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. There's been a boat collision. The Clearwater Ferry underneath the Clearwater Memorial Causeway. The Clearwater Ferry is adrift. Police said the other boat left the site of the crash and was located later that night. They had a press conference at 3 o'clock this afternoon where they released new details. They showed video from a nearby webcam showing a boat colliding with the stern, that is the rear, those of you not living the nautical life as I clearly do, the stern of the ferry as it sailed by the bridge. 45 people were on board the ferry. Miraculous that only 1 man died, not to downplay his death, but only 1 dude dying. 10 other adults were hurt. 6 of the injured patients were considered trauma alerts.
Yeah.
The incident was declared a level 1 mass casualty incident due to the number of patients overwhelming emergency crews. Clearwater Police Chief Eric Gandy described horrific screaming in the 911 calls, including dispatchers. The other vessel, according to cops, left the area. It was located later that evening, about 3.5 miles away at the Bel Air boat ramp. FWC said the operator of the boat willingly provided a breath alcohol sample, which tested at 0.0. Same grade point average as Bluto from Animal House. No word yet if anyone had been charged in connection with the incident. The FWC, which we told you last week, one of the most wide-reaching law enforcement agencies in the state of Florida, the FWC is working with Pinellas County State Attorney's Office to determine which criminal charges, if any, apply. Well, I would say that due to the fact that a boat plowed into a ferry and 1 person died, I would say there should be some charges. I am not here to release the name that seems to be on everyone's lips involving who might have been piloting that boat. 800-771-1025. And I would encourage you, until that name is officially released, not to speculate either on this radio program or online. I know there's a lot of speculation. I know it's human nature, but I haven't seen confirmation on who it is. When it is confirmed, we will release it. Hello there. Who are you?
Hey, it's Rob. How are you?
Hey, Rob. What's up?
Hey, a couple of quick things. First, I'm very curious if they were able to truly identify the driver of the boat. A lot of times, kind of that switch seat thing. I'm curious about that, if that happened.
Interesting. That's a fair question.
Right. And secondly, not to disparage, but
you're about to disparage. Like when you say not to disparage, I know you're about to disparage. I don't know why people say not to, because you're about to do it. Like, oh, not to mention the thing that I'm about to mention, not to do the thing I'm about to do. So just disparage. Don't say not to disparage, just disparage.
I did use the wrong word. A casualty doesn't always mean death. It can be an injury, missing person, etc. So it was truly a mass casualty.
Does a casualty?
Yeah, because they they say fatality.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, it does not mean death. It means while death is certainly a form of casualty, it is a broader term that includes anyone who is injured, wounded, missing, captured, or interned, regardless of whether. I'll be a son of a bitch. I learned something on this show this week, and it's only Monday. Thank you.
I'm learning with you.
Hell yeah, dog. Thank you. Casualty does not mean death. In civilian usage, a casualty is a person who is killed, wounded, or incapacitated by some event. The term is usually used who was in Casualties of War? Was that Michael J. Fox and Sean Penn?
Sean Penn, correct. Brian De Palma film.
Yeah, it was a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Very, very depressing. Hello, who are you?
The only interesting thing about the story is the name, if you're going to use the death.
Get out of here, you stupid. The only interesting thing. Yeah, the only interesting thing about a boat crashing into a ferry and killing one person and hospitalizing a bunch more is the name. You're right, Steve.
I think one of the very interesting things is how does a boat, it's right in front of you.
Did you see the video?
Yeah.
I mean, it just...
It's right in front. Even if you had your head turned for a second, it was coming up on it damn quick.
Right. And look, within a couple of days of the Captain Brock Horner video being available for public consumption, we had a name. This happened last night, so it makes sense that we don't have a name yet, but I anticipate we will soon. And if it is the name that everybody's tossing around, very unfortunate. But I'm going to wait until we get an official name before we go releasing any info. 800-771-1025. Hello there. Who are you?
It was Captain Brock.
Hello there. Welcome to Drew Garabo Live. Man.
People can't, they're chomping at the bit to get in on the hilarity.
Someone is dead. I mean, I'm as damn irreverent as the next guy, but some dude died and then some lady's baby isn't moving. That's what I read. Like this lady who was pregnant, who was on the ferry. God, imagine that. Like you take your family to a sugar sand festival thinking you're going to be good. You stay there all day, all night. You're like, all right, we'll catch the last ferry back. At first, I thought it might be the ferry that takes you to Caladesi Island. I don't know if you've ever been to Caladesi.
I don't believe so.
It's a good trip. We went there as kids, and all I remember is, I don't know if it was sand fleas, no-see-ums, biting gnats, or mosquitoes. We got ate up worse than we had ever been ate up in our life. All the calamine lotion in the world, all the aloe in the world could not soothe our bites. That is all I remember. And then we went back when Xander was a little kid, and I think the same thing happened. I don't know what biting things they have out there. You know, those little no-see-ums that bite, the little gnats that'll get on you and bite, and they don't leave a mosquito bite. Oh,
yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, I think
nature
I got
sucks.
From Beer Can Island one time I was there at night. Yeah, I think I walked away with that.
Nature's a mother. Hello there. Who are you?
I heard it was Gronk. And
shut up. Go away. God, dude. Find another radio station. Can't one of you other radio stations in town attract that barnacle on the hull of this ship called the Bone? Why don't you go listen to one of the other stations, dude? Like, there are fine radio stations out there. I'll just give you some in our building. The Dove. They play great music. They'd be awesome for you. I don't know that they put callers on the air per se, but maybe Scotty in the morning over at Magic. You know, maybe you want to listen to Scotty and talk to him on the radio. We're done with you, Steve. We would like to scrape you off like the fecal matter you are and clean our shoes of you. 800-771-1025. Hello there. Who are you?
This is Kevin.
Hey, Kevin. What's up, buddy?
So I don't know. I didn't hear if it was asked, but how the heck did the guy get the boat back off of the ferry? Because if you watch the video, I mean, he just drove right on top of it. So I don't know. I'd like to see the video of him pulling it off the boat.
That is a really good question because, like, it's not like he just bumped it and then he could put it in reverse and then back away. This was like didn't even see it. Like,
yeah, he became the 43rd passenger. Essentially, you know.
Yeah. How do you like withdraw and then not leave gaping holes all over that ferry and with damage? I don't know, man. I've heard all kinds of crazy stuff too. Like I've heard that like he stuck around and then other people on the boat tried to kick his ass, so he left, even though he was trying to help. I've heard all kinds of crazy stuff. I heard someone
say that that there was a death or an injury on his boat, which is why he took off so quick because he was trying to make it to the hospital or somewhere. But it could just be hearsay.
Oh, that's the sexiest hearsay I've heard involving this story. What if that's the case where the person who passed wasn't on the ferry boat but was actually on? Let's see, 45 people were on board the ferry. A man died in the collision, and 10 other adults were hurt. So that doesn't say a man who was on the ferry died.
Right. Yep.
Oh, very interesting. Thank you for that, man. Appreciate that very much. I don't mind speculating things like that. I'm not about to speculate on who it was just yet. By the way, the luckiest lady or the most grateful probably is Cassandra Kaiser. Because if not for this ferry accident in Clearwater, Cassandra Kaiser, 27 years old, who drove through the intersection of Central Avenue and Bayshore Drive Northeast and went into the water around 2:30 in the morning, would be the one that everyone's talking about today. But instead, the Clearwater Ferry is stealing the headlines from her. While investigating, officers determined that Kaiser, was impaired and taken into custody, charged with driving under the influence, right by the St. Pete Yacht Club.
Oh, that's being swept under the rug. If you hadn't said nothing, nobody would know.
There you go. So, sorry, Cassandra Kaiser. You thought you'd escape this one. You're a lovely-looking young lady who's obviously wrestling with some demons. But you'd be front-page news if not for the damn Clearwater Ferry accident. Hello, who are you?
Yeah, this could just be another moment.
Hello there, who are you? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Tyler.
Hi, Tyler. How are we doing today?
Good, man. How you guys doing?
Really good. Thank you. Appreciate you joining us.
Good.
You got a...
Their boat.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You got to start over there. I heard I gotta, and then it cut out.
The last caller?
Yeah.
He said that the death was on the boat that ran.
He said he heard that, and then he heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who.
Well, the Coast Guard actually ended up with the dead body on their boat.
Wait, huh? Thank you. I don't know what you're saying. 800-771-1025 is the number. National news.
Yeah.
It would be world news if there weren't 100 million people without power right now in Europe, which is really strange. I mean,
is it up to 100 million?
Yeah. 100 million people without power, and they don't know why. Or if they know, they're not saying. And I hate to draw the comparison between this and the Brock Horner case, but, man, we knew so much so soon in that Brock Horner thing. Granted, the incident was caught on video, and it did go viral.
His face was all over the place.
So, with that, it makes sense that we knew a lot. But in this case, if I'm one of the 44 people on board and I know who the driver was of the other boat, the captain, if you will, I would be doing interviews left and right to get his name out there. You keep hearing prominent business owner. You keep hearing figure of note. No arrests made, no public information on whom was captaining the ship. Maybe it was Jonas Grumby. Do you know who that is? That is the skipper from Gilligan's Island. No one ever remembers his real name.
No.
Hello, who are you?
Hey, Drew, I'm the best damn charter captain you'll ever meet.
Good one, bro. 800-771-1025. Hello there, Drew Garabo Live.
Hey, what's up? This is Mohammed. You might have knew my brother. His name was Ahmed. He lived up in Orlando for a little bit. Used to listen to you when you were there. Ahmad Ali. He passed away a couple weeks ago, and he probably just wanted me to tell you that. And, you know,
you say
he really enjoyed your show.
He probably wanted you to tell me that he died?
Yeah, it just not he died. That he just that he died because he was one of your fans.
Oh, we're Facebook friends.
Yeah.
Oh, now that leaves me with the never-ending question: Do I unfriend people when they die? It feels so callous and wrong. What would you think your brother would have wanted, Muhammad? You think?
He definitely would want you to unfriend him. He's one of those guys that he probably had like 7 friends on his page, so he would definitely want you to unfriend him.
He would? Are you sure?
Because he knows you were done thinking about him. You're like, oh, okay, at least he's passed. It's like when you share in a Netflix account with somebody and they passed, and you got to delete them off your page. You got to move on.
It feels so callous though. Like maybe I want to keep them around. I literally have at least 10 Facebook friends who have passed away, and I just don't have I don't have it in me to unfriend them because like. What if they're looking from the great beyond and they're looking at all this? Like, what if your beautiful brother, and I'm very, very sorry that he passed, Muhammad, but what if your beautiful, beautiful brother is looking from the afterlife and he's like, let me see how I affected Drew Garabo's life, and he looks in on me right at the very moment my finger is hovering over the mouse and I click on unfriend, and he's like, that callous son of a bitch, I used to listen to his radio show.
Yeah, but what if you over there and you're going through your Facebook page and you wish him a happy birthday when he's dead? You're like, oh, wow, whoops. Somebody might freaking not like that.
Well, it's still his birthday, for Christ's sake, or Allah's sake, or whomever. It's like, he's still going to say, oh, man.
I never do it initially, but inevitably, weeks or months later, I'll come across the page and then I delete it.
Yeah, because a lot of times, if you could do me a solid and help convert your brother's Facebook page into one of those remembering pages, I'd like to keep him around because a lot of my deceased friends, their families put their Facebook page into a remembering page, so that way it's like an honorable thing, and I don't have to unfriend them.
I'll do that for you, brother.
Thank you, Muhammad. I'm very sorry about the loss of your brother, and thank you very much for letting me know.
I appreciate you, man.
Thank you. Now I look back at all my deceased, like Scott McKenzie, one of my radio buddies, passed away from cancer. We're still Facebook friends, but he's got the remembering Scott McKenzie thing.
Yeah.
You see Wendy Chioji, if anybody did the remembering Wendy Chioji. No, she's still not remembering. So you would look at this and go, and then sometimes what I'll do is I'll click the message tab so I can see like the last message we had with each other.
Right.
Let's see. 5/24/18. Which must have been shortly before my good friend Wendy Chioji passed. She was a reporter for Channel 2 in Orlando. Hey there, congrats to your Capitals. She was a big Washington Capitals fan. Man. Nobody's perfect, Mo. I did not want you to think I was dodging you, but I'm on a self-imposed Twitter hiatus until Tuesday. What charity would you like for me to send your $50 to? And then she sent Pelotonia, which is like a bicycling thing. Here's a link. Thanks. What an amazing series.
Wow.
Now she's gone.
That's not a bad.
Oh man.
Have you sent the 50 yet?
Yeah. Oh no, I sent it right away. Yeah. I sent it right away.
She won't know.
I know she would know, and you know, it still blows my mind that Wendy and Scott both passed away from rare cancers. Both of them were healthier than I, and they both lost their battles.
I'm assuming both in their 30s, 40s?
30s or 40s when it happened, yeah. God, it is just, this disease is indiscriminate and insane. And God, now I'm looking at all my deceased Facebook friends and wondering what the right thing to do is. if you're a Facebook friend of mine and you're listening to the show, if you just either want to shoot me a message or just call and let me know what you want me to do once you pass, maybe you have it written into your final will and testament. We could talk to Patrick Smith about that, about if people should include in their final wishes what they want their Facebook friends to do, because I don't want to disrespect anyone. I want to honor your final wishes. If we are Facebook friends and I die, feel free to unfriend me and feel free to block me because I am going to mess with you from the afterlife if I can. I will tell you right now what Patrick Swayze did with Demi Moore will pale in comparison to the after death trolling that I will do to your social media pages. So as soon as I die, definitely unfriend me. All right. What if you're at a sporting event, people are rooting for their team, and a kid is ruining your experience? I will give you the true story of what happened last night and why we left the Celtics Magic playoff game early thanks to a loudmouth little kid.
You're listening to Drew Garabo live on 102.5 The Bone. It's Lightning Hockey on 102.5 The Bone. The Bolts are back in the playoffs. Tonight, your Tampa Bay Lightning hit the road to take on the Florida Panthers. The game starts at 7 p.m. It's the Battle for Florida. You can listen to every single playoff game right here on the official station of the Tampa Bay Lightning. 102.5 The Bone. Real, raw hockey. Now, a Bone traffic update from the Farah and Farah Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center.
No major problems are being reported in Pinellas at the moment, apart from heavy interstate volume, and you'll find heavy but typical congestion toward Tampa on the Howard Franklin. The biggest problems on the Hillsborough side include a crash with road blockage along Brandon Boulevard at Kings, as well as an accident further south along Big Bend Road at US 301. This is Jim with traffic.
From premium steaks to juicy burgers, Wild Fork Foods has everything you need for the ultimate cookout at the best prices. Shop today at wildforkfoods.com and get delivery to your doorstep.
For decades, Camtech School of Construction has been the leader in preparing thousands of people to advance their career as a licensed contractor. Join Camtech's free info seminar this Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Tampa AC Hotel by Marriott, 4020 West Boy Scout Boulevard, 1-800-875-PASS. CamtechSchool.com.
There are 472 reasons to shop auto lenders in Palm Harbor. We call reason number 4 tariff freedom. Right now, almost all new and used cars are being hit with a 25% tariff. That's an added cost of about $6,000 more per vehicle. But at Auto Lenders, we get our vehicles in a totally innovative way. So you'll find the best one-owner cars, trucks, and SUVs, all tariff-free. Auto Lenders was always thousands less. Now you'll save so much more. Visit us today in Palm Harbor.
Cat named Mo saying it's time to spring into strength at Crunch Fitness. See what I did there? And now is the perfect time with $0 enrollment and membership starting at $9.99. Go to crunch.com where you can find out about the HIT classes, high-intensity interval training for heart-pumping team-based workouts. They also have certified personal trainers. Mine is Jacob out of Carewood. Create the perfect program to help you reach your goal. With nearly 500 locations nationwide, you will have no trouble finding a convenient gym close by. Go to crunch.com for the location nearest you and get crunched. Offer ends 4/30.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Are they promising you up to 10% growth per year guaranteed for your retirement income? If not, you need a new financial advisor. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hard-working folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 up front or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't work when you're supposed to be retired. And if any financial advisor tells you it's too good to be true, they simply don't have the options we do. Call Trajan today at 813-550-1000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
This April is your last chance to max your tax refund at Sun Toyota. Bring us your rebate and we'll double it up to $3,000. Then get 0% financing on select new Toyota trucks. Backed by a nationwide lifetime warranty with 4-year maintenance on new models. Hurry in today or shop online at suntoyota.com. Because when you make it Sun Toyota,
we make it happen.
SunToyota.com. Call 1-800-639-3367 for more information.
Hi, folks. Phil Esposito here, Hockey Hall of Famer. Well, who knew that I was going to go a little bit deaf? I lost my hearing a little bit. People kept telling me, what's wrong with you? You can't hear. So guess what? They were right. I went to Audibel. Audibel took care of me. It was incredible. Audibel, they are terrific. And by the way, Audibel's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Book your free hearing test now at floridahearing.com. Hear better, live better.
John Stanning here for Wild Fork. I'm a big red meat guy. I love eating thin-cut ribeyes from Wild Fork for breakfast, smoking up a tri-tip, but do not sleep on the seafood selection. I love the pepper smoked salmon, the Chilean sea bass. This past weekend, I did some swordfish kebabs. Wild Fork has everything you need from sides, seasonings, desserts, and every protein you could possibly think of. You can shop online and get it delivered, pick it up in store, or just go on a shopping spree with locations in Citrus Park, South Tampa, and St. Pete on 4th Street North. Check them out today at wildforkfoods.com.
When you get hurt, you don't want to end up on the injured list. You want to get back in the game stronger than ever. At Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, we fight for you, making sure big insurance doesn't throw you a curveball. With over $25 billion recovered, we're the home run hitters you need.
This is gone.
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Morgan & Morgan is responsible for this ad. John Morgan is licensed in Florida and Tennessee. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Great Scott! Back to the Future is now on stage, and it's a jaw-dropping spectacle raves USA Today. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious entertainment. April 29th through May 4th at Straz Center. Get your tickets yesterday at strazcenter.org.
Running a fleet is expensive. So what happens when you cut the fuel bill by 10% with a Coast Fleet Card?
We're saving money and time, which means we're able to take better care of all of our vehicles and our techs, plus our bottom line. Coast has been a real game changer for us.
With Coast, you get smarter spending, stronger security, and real support when you need it. Set spending limits, track purchases in real time, and stop unauthorized transactions before they happen. Coast works anywhere Visa is accepted, so you're not limited to overpriced or out-of-the-way gas stations.
The customer service is way above the company that we used before. Along with the extra security, it's worth saying again, total game changer for us.
Go to coastpay.com/news and learn how to save an average of 10% on your fuel bill with Coast. That's coastpay.com/news to save 10% on fuel with Coast. coastpay.com/NEWS.
Coast card products are issued by Celtic Bank. All card accounts are subject to credit approval. Actual savings may vary. See terms at coastpay.com. The spokesperson and characters in this ad are actor portrayals.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called Select Quote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with Select Quote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-880-6363. That's 1-800-880-6363. Or go to selectquote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-880-6363. Details on example rate at selectquote.com.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them.
The right tools and supplies are never far away, so the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Cinco de Mayo is near, and the celebration starts at Total Wine & More, your cocktail central. Whether you're shaking up fresh margaritas, sipping on a crisp cerveza, or savoring a smooth tequila, Total Wine is your fiesta celebration destination. So stop by your local Total Wine & More and make this Cinco de Mayo the best one yet. With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
If you're the victim of a car crash, take back control of your life. Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
This hour of Drew Garabo Live brought to you by Bolt Electric. For lightning fast service, log on to boltelectricfl.com.
1025 The Bone. Real Raw Radio. WHPT, Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete. And 1073 WXGL HD2 St. Pete. Live from the WeatherTight Windows studio. Unique opinions, compelling conversation, and the best in afternoon entertainment. Now, the conversation continues on Drew Garabo Live. Here we go, Bone fam. The Bone Bonus. Presented to you by Farah and Farah, Tampa's accident attorneys. FarahandFarah.com. This hour's Bone Bonus keyword is
luck. Enter the word luck on the 1025 The Bone app right now before 30 minutes past the top of the hour, and the $1,000 Bone Bonus could be yours. I'll use it in an obvious sentence. I enjoyed reading The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan. Luck.
I thought you would have went with it was the luck that I set the alarm. Otherwise, I would have missed this word.
That'd be a much more apt one since I've never really read The Joy Luck Club. I rely on luck to remember the Bone Bonus keyword at 5 o'clock. But when my luck runs out, my daily alarm is here to remind me. Good luck. All right, so I think most of us who attend sporting events can agree that Boston sports fans are the worst of the worst. There's Philadelphia, bad. Boston, way worse. And if you are a Boston fan, I know you agree with me. I know that you won't admit it, but I know you agree. I grew up one. Boston Red Sox, my very first favorite sports team. Rooted for the 75 Red Sox with Carl Yastrzemski and Denny Doyle and Rick Burleson and Rick Miller and Fred Lynn, Jim Rice. Loved the Red Sox. Raised in Framingham, Mass. Learned to love the Celtics as well. The Larry Bird era, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Dennis Johnson. The New England Patriots, Steve Grogan, Sam Cunningham, Russ Francis. Just loved Boston sports. But I was never a dickhead Boston fan. Till I got in high school. Then I was just a dickhead all over the place. That had nothing to do with Boston sports. I remember going to a Red Sox game circa 2000 and seeing them selling shirts outside Yawkey Way that says Jeter has AIDS. That is indicative of the Boston sports fan mentality. Like, it's not enough to say the Yankees suck, I hate the Yankees, etc. You got to take the captain of the Yankees, one of the classiest individuals in major sports, and say Jeter's got AIDS. Like, what the hell?
That's ratchet.
I mean, that is so ratchet. So I've been aware that Boston fans carry a chip on their shoulder. When the Bruins play the Lightning, it's black and yellow as if Wiz Khalifa were writing a song in the stands. It's terrible. Nothing worse than sitting near them, high-fiving each other when they score a goal. It does feel really, really good when we beat them and they got to tuck their tail beneath their legs and go walking out of Amalie. But it sucks when Boston fans win. So, look, the Celtics are a great NBA team, especially this year's version. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, they're studs. Studs. The Magic have been decimated by injuries and are lucky just to be in the playoffs. All right, we're outmatched. The Celtics are the number 2 seed. The Magic are the number 7 seed. It is expected that the Celtics will beat the bloody hell out of the Magic, who, by the way, are without 2 of their better players. So I knew we were going to see a lot of green there last night in the Kia Center, formerly the Amway Center. I just knew we were going to see a ton of green, the Celtics color. And sure enough, they were everywhere. As soon as we got out of our car and started walking up to the arena, we're like seeing Celtics fans everywhere. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a rough one. We sit in our designated seats in the upper level, and there are 5 to 10 really obnoxious Celtics fans up there, but they were obnoxious in the sense of standing up and cheering and like talking smack about the Magic, but doing it in a inbounds kind of way. There was nothing that happened where I was like, all right, these guys crossed the line. As fortune had it, a buddy of mine who's a vice president with the Magic, used to be my boss when I worked there, and he's vice president of marketing, started with the team in 1989, still a mentor of mine. So I met him at halftime, and he said, look, I got these pair of lower level seats for you and Sarah. Enjoy the game. I'm like, oh, my God. We went from 5 rows from the top of this building to 9 rows off center court in the lower level. Love it. As soon as we sat down, we hear this kid behind us. And when I say kid, I don't mean 20-something. I mean this kid was between 7 and 10 years old. And he's got a between 7 and 10-year-old voice, real high-pitched. If you were to measure the exact pitch that is able to burrow through an adult human being's brain, that is where this kid's pitch was, okay? And he would not shut up. Let's go! Every time the Celtics scored. Yes, sir! Every time Jaylen Brown touched the ball. Yes, sir! Every time Jason Tatum scored a bucket. Would not shut up. To the point where it was ruining our experiences. And look, as far as anybody knew there, we were paying customers. We weren't. But as far as anybody, we could have been. Everyone around us was, I think. So I'm debating what to do about it. And here's where I would like to ask your advice, okay? What would you have done in a situation where you want to stay until the end of the game? Truth be told, full disclosure, a little hangry, okay? I hadn't eaten, a little hangry, a little irritated. My girlfriend was as well. But this kid, let's go! Yes, sir! Wasn't using any objectionable language, but my first course of action was I wanted to turn around and say something to the kid's dad, but then I'm like putting myself in the dad's shoes. If I was the dad in that situation and somebody wants to yell at my kid for rooting for his team, I'm going to tell the guy to go F himself. My kid's got the right to root for my team.
Sure.
Sorry, or his team. Sorry you don't like my kid's voice. Grating, high-pitched, obnoxious. Sorry you don't care for it, but my kid's got the right to root for a team.
Sure.
So that one was out. Plus, from what the dad was cheering, English might not have been his first language.
Yeah.
I swear to you, the dad said, arriba, arriba, andale, andale, yeehaw, yeehaw, epa, epa, a la Speedy Gonzalez. I swear to you, that escaped that damn dad's mouth. So I thought, okay, well, if I do try to address this with the father, A, it's not going to go well. B, they're not going to understand me anyway because of the language barrier. Okay, so that's out. I can't address the kid directly because I just don't think you do that. Like if you have an issue with a little kid, you don't, as an adult, if the parent is present, you don't yell at the kid. All right? So Here's what I debated doing. And I decided against it before you castigate me. But this was my last-ditch thought before leaving the game early with the game's outcome still undetermined. They have a number. They have a number that says fan safety. If you are being made uncomfortable, please text this number.
No.
And I swear to you, I was about to text that this kid was yelling the F word for gay people and trying to get him kicked out so I could enjoy the game in peace.
Now, one of the greater details you seem to be omitting here is you were essentially a carpetbagger. And I don't know that you have the territorial rights to stake a claim of how the atmosphere should be.
Which is why I left. Which is why we just said, 3 minutes left in this game. Magic down 6-7. Probably not going to come back. We didn't pay for these tickets. We got upgraded. Let's just bounce.
Hey, you're a carpetbagger and a vagabond.
Indeed, and a bad fan because I left before the end of the game. But what would anybody have done in that situation? Do you sit and let this kid's shrill voice drill a hole in the back of your head? 800-771-1025. Good afternoon, Drew Garabo Live. Who are you?
What up, homies? This is Tara.
What up, Tara?
I was literally just in that situation. We went opening day to the Rays, and we were sitting right next to the bullpen for the Rays, and there was a family sitting behind us, and there were a bunch of empty seats, and the empty seats were closest to the bullpen. So the little girl was there, and every time there was a pitcher there practicing, or a coach, she was like, "Hey, can you sign my ball? Hey, can you sign my ball?" Could not shut up. And I was like, oh my God, that's so annoying.
Gross.
And I think she heard me and she chilled out for a bit. But then she came back and was just relentless and just literally every 20 seconds, "Hey, can you sign my ball? Hey, can you sign my ball?" One of the pitchers was standing pretty close to us, and I go, "Hey, can you sign her ball so she'll shut the hell up?" And
I love that.
Put her head down and walked over to where she should have been and shut up for the rest of the game.
That's good. Yeah, I don't know what I could have done in this situation. I would love to hear a solution that does not result in me leaving a game early.
Right.
Suck it up and watch the game was not an option because of this kid's shrill-ass voice. The worst I've ever heard. I almost started recording it so I could play it on the show today. But, I don't want to record anybody without their permission because that's against the law in Florida and whatnot. 800-771-1025.
Well, the voice you can record. Certainly record the voice, I think. Yeah.
No, Florida's a two-party state. You have to have someone's consent and knowledge if you're recording their voice.
Hey, what if I'm recording my voice and there's some annoying a-hole? Not that I want to call a kid an a-hole, but there's just indiscriminate yelling stuff. Yeah, that's my fault? I got to get consent for that?
That's true. I should have gone Instagram Live and gone, "Hey, Drew Garabo here live from the Orlando Magic playoff game," and then, "Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Let's go!"
Did you ever just slowly cock your head and give him a little bit of side eye?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Sarah and I were both, and Sarah's plugging her ears, please let this annoying little S word stop.
Did you notice if anybody else around you were kind of put off by it as well?
I wish I could say they were. But he was geographically perfect to drill a hole right through Sarah's head and my head, that little 800. By the way, I'm glad that Tara mentioned the Rays because I was listening to Mike and Galvin this morning and Gio talking about the Fergs and how Fergs is being affected by the roof of the Trop being gone. And certainly it's bad that downtown businesses in St. Pete are affected by the lack of the Rays, but the yin and the yang of it is pretty impressive because I was talking to my buddy Jimmy, who's got Riveters, and he said their business before games now is off the charts because Steinbrenner Field is right across Dale Mabry.
Yeah.
So sorry for Fergs, but pretty awesome for Jimmy in 2001 and Riveters and Andres and Don and the guys. So, sucks for St. Pete, great for Tampa. Hello, who are you?
Hey, this is Joe.
Joe, what's up, dude?
Hey, I think you just got to stand up in front of the kid so he can't see anymore.
Dude, I thought
and then he has to deal with it that way.
I will tell you, Joe, and I take very little pride in admitting this to you. when the Magic did score and then tied the game up, I absolutely stood up in front of this kid and waved my towel around and said, "Let's go!" But that thick-headed little ignorant prick probably couldn't even determine my sarcasm. 800-771-1025. Drew Garabo Live, how can I help you?
Good early evening, fellas.
It is indeed. Vic, right?
Riv.
Damn it. You sounded like Vic the Ghost Hunter.
Hey, I got a question for you. Were there any empty seats anywhere where you could have possibly moved? Because, I mean, that's probably what I would have tried to do, or even stand in an aisle.
No, playoff game, standing room only. They had oversold the arena. I can't even believe we were able to get lower level seats at all. I did give brief thought to going back up to where we were watching the game before, but that would have been way too much walking, and I'm not letting that little crap run me off.
Well, I'll tell you something that'll make it easier on you the next time.
Yeah.
We were at a concert once, and the girl sitting next to me, there was about 8 of us there, and she threw up right on top of the guy's head sitting in front of her, which was right in front of me. So it always could be worse, I guess. I don't know.
I guess. I wish I had thought about that yesterday. Thank you. I wish I had run it through the vomit perspective machine so I could feel better. Man, and if the Magic win tomorrow night in Boston, that will force a game 6. Yep. That'll force a game 6 Thursday night, and my buddy Chris is probably going to give me the same seats, and that kid's probably going to be there again. And if I drive 2.5 hours to go to that damn game, and then that kid's sitting behind me, I'll stand up. I'll just stand up the whole game. You're allowed to do that at a sporting event, right?
Sure
People
you
stand.
are. You can, yeah.
What are you going to do, officer? Arrest me for standing? Hello there, Drew Garabo here. Who are you?
This is Jared. Hey, Drew.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey, so simple solution.
Yep.
Ted, what's your favorite candy, or what do you like to drink? And then you ask the dad if it's okay to buy it for him, and you buy it for him, and he shuts up because he's eating and drinking.
It's not a bad idea. And I did take 4 years of high school Spanish, so I could go, perdóname, señor. Su niño te gusta or le gusta candy or hot dog? By the way, I suppose I knew this already. I learned stuff from my son, and he works in a customer service capacity. He has learned not only to communicate with people in Spanish at his job, but also to use the colloquial greetings that each Latino country uses with each other, which is fascinating to me. The way say a Mexican might say hola, someone from the Dominican Republic says bueno, someone from El Salvador might say aquí que, like, he has learned all of those things so that when he finds out someone's from, say, Cuba, he can use a Cuban colloquial greeting, thus disarming them and making them more prone to upgrading their membership, which is his goal.
Very nice.
Insane.
Smart.
Insane. Very smart. But I guess I knew it, but I forgot it, that Hispanic people from different countries have different ways of saying hello. Just like in the South, we say, hey, y'all. And up north, they might say, yo. You know, in New York, I still say yo because I love yo. I love Yo MTV Raps. I love everything about yo. I like yo a lot. Yo, I think, to me, is the best greeting. Better than like, what's up, chief? What's up, boss? Ooh, here comes trouble. You know, I don't. Yo is just perfect.
But can you use yo and follow it up with what up, yo?
What up, yo? Yeah.
Yo,
sure.
What up, yo?
Yo, no, it's too much yo.
Yeah, too much yo.
Just yo. Or if you're going to say what up, yo, don't say yo first.
See, I like the what up, yo.
What up, yo? Yeah, that's a good one. Yo is just perfect. Hello, who are you?
Hey, Drew, my name is Clark. How are you?
Oh, Clark, what's up, bud?
Hey, I was just wondering if I'm assuming, as annoying as this kid sounds, that you couldn't have been the only one inconvenienced by that. Did you make any effort to try to maybe organize a counter?
I think the great amount of Magic fans in my general vicinity were more concerned with what was happening on the floor with the Celtics wiping their butts with the Magic than mounting some sort of mutiny against this little prick.
Okay. It's just that sometimes when fans get together and organically form an alliance in pursuit of the same goal, it's pretty beautiful.
It is pretty beautiful. Hey, everybody, let's get him. You know what I mean? Then we had to mob this little kid. Thanks, Clark. Great hearing from you, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. I thought that would be the traditional
It's your girl Sneechy Shire.
And it's your boy Poet.
And we are back with our final episode of this series of Yo MTV Raps Rated.
This is not my Fab Five, Freddie.
Look at him. He's got the whole animal kingdom on his body right now.
Downtown Julie?
No, wubba, wubba, wubba.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were doing a newer Yo MTV Raps.
Oh, neither did I.
Did you prefer, when it came to your Yo MTV Raps preferences, did you prefer the weekend edition with Fab Five Freddy or the weekday edition with Dr. Dre and Ed Lover?
I think Dre and Ed Lover had a more whimsical approach.
I agree. Fab Five Freddy was great, but it took it a little too seriously.
Yes, correct.
The thing I loved so much, and I know no one will remember this, the Ed Lover dance.
Yeah.
The Ed Lover dance, which Ed would do in just about every episode, which he did to the 900 number by Mark the 45 King. That man, that was my favorite.
That's good.
That's right, folks. Even you too. Your grandmother can do the Ed Lover. Your aunt can do the Ed Lover. Your uncle can do the Ed Lover. Look at the Ed Lover. It's the Ed Lover right here. Only here on Yo MTV Raps. Don't forget to dial 1-Ed Lover. Yo.
So great. I discovered so much great music because of Yo MTV Raps.
Full disclosure, you tell me was it 180 minutes into the future? What was the alternative music? That was the one that I was watching.
So glad you asked. One of the better impressions I do.
Oh,
Welcome to 120. Welcome to 120 Minutes on Dave Kendall, 2 hours into the future of alternative, postmodern, new wave, and dance music.
Yeah, baby.
Coming up, I've got new singles from Depeche Mode. He always said Depeche Mode. I've got Kajagoogoo. I've got Lamar, the singer from Kajagoogoo. I've got Cocteau Twins as we go 2 hours into the future of alternative music with 120 minutes.
Yeah, that was me.
That was my jam. I loved both, and I think it spells out both elements of my personality, the new wave side of me with Dave Kendall in 120 minutes, and then Dr. Dre and Ed Lover with Yo MTV Raps.
Man, for $1 million, I wouldn't have remembered his name.
Dave Kendall. Yeah. I don't know why I remember that. I think he was a former radio dude, but Dave Kendall, 120 minutes. I think I have a video here. Hold on one second. MTV 120 minutes, the first wave with Dave Kendall. Stand by.
Bud Light. Everything else is just a light.
Sure is.
Did you really think that was funny? Me too. Now, last week we told you 120 minutes would be on vacation this week, and we were full of the proverbial doo-doo. Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the mainstream. Hello?
They played some really good alternative stuff, too.
Did, yeah.
Stone Roses, Jesus and Mary Chain.
120 minutes. Dave Kendall with you for 120 minutes on MTV, the show that takes you 2 hours into the future of alternative music video every Sunday at 10 p.m., 9 Central, even if we tell you otherwise. Tonight, the 120 X-ray on Dream Warriors and alternative music videos from American
wow.
The Meat Puppets, Smashing Pumpkins, and Mary's Danish. Manchester bands, The Smiths,
Mary's
and
Danish.
Brand new videos from Mock Turtles, Transvision Vamp, and The Grapes of Wrath. And 1 hour from now, a world premiere video from Jesus Jones. First, the psychedelic prayers.
I was listening to some Jesus Jones over the weekend. Do you remember Dream Warriors?
No, I do not.
I played them in college radio, and they had a song called My Definition
of a Boombastic Jazz Style.
Yeah, I really
that sample gets used a lot.
That's originally from this song.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this passed for alternative because they didn't know what other category to put it in.
A lot of bands would get that because of that.
Here we go. Are you ready for one another?
that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, let's give away some stuff. I don't know what we're giving away because I haven't got my prize list yet, but I know we always get great prizes from Mike O. 800-771-1025. Hold on. Okay, and when we come back, we will have a little audio game involving you, Maurice, and the bands that the bands that did get inducted into the Rock Hall of Fame this morning.
You're listening to Drew Garabo live on 102.5 The Bone. Tell us what you think. Head to the 102.5 The Bone app now and leave us an open mic. The Open Mic on the free 102.5 The Bone app is sponsored by 1-800-ASK-GARY. Now, a Bone traffic update from the Farah and Farah Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center.
In Pinellas, there's an accident along Park Street at 49th Avenue North, as well as one along Gulf to Bay at Hercules. In Hillsborough, at last check, there was still some road blockage from an earlier crash along Brandon Boulevard at Kings. Apart from that, on both sides of the bay, our biggest problem right now is just typical late afternoon volume along all the interstates, major roadways, and bridges. This is Jim with traffic.
From premium steaks to juicy burgers, Wild Fork Foods has everything you need for the ultimate cookout at the best prices. Shop today in South Tampa, West Chase, and St. Pete.
Baseball is all about stepping up to the plate when it matters most. And when you've been injured, you need a heavy hitter in your corner. At Morgan & Morgan, we don't back down. We fight to get you every dollar you deserve. No curveballs, no strikeouts, just results. That's why we've recovered over $25 billion for our clients and fight for them from offices nationwide. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hi, I'm attorney Fran Hosh. Being involved in a car or motorcycle accident can be stressful. I've dedicated my career to helping accident victims and their loved ones. If you need an attorney you can trust, give me a call today at 866-LAW-FRAN. We will give you a free case evaluation and won't charge you any fees unless you recover money. Give me a call today at 866-LAW-FRAN, 866-LAWFRAN, or visit me online at lawfran.com. Main office, Palm Harbor.
Spring is in the air, and that can only mean one thing. Baseball is back. Hard Rock Bet makes it easy to bet on America's pastime in just a few easy steps. It's more than betting on the game. You can bet on home runs, strikeouts, and more. You can even bet on if someone will score in the first inning, so it's a super fun, fast bet. And it's win or go home in the NBA playoffs, but not for new customers on Hard Rock Bet. As a new sign-up, if you don't win your first bet, you'll get a bonus bet back up to $100 to try again. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida. To wager, terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 888-ADMIT.
Over 700 new Hyundais, tariff-free at Crown Hyundai. Get financing as low as 0%, buy with zero down, or make no payments for a year on over 700 new tariff-free Hyundais. Drive a new 2025 Hyundai Tucson SE for only $259 a month. All are backed by Owner Assurance, America's best warranty, including a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Crown Hyundai, the better way to buy and service. Visit crownhyundai.com.
With approved credit, 36-month lease, 10K miles a year, $39.99. Do it signing.
Wait, you're leaving us? You're matching pajamas.
Matching silk pajamas, babe.
You discover Heineken and now you go out to, watch live sports?
We were literally made to wrap you in luxury, to vibe, to recharge your soul.
And your weighted blanket is here.
It's like a blanket, but so weighted.
Don't listen to your PJs. Head to the game with some friends and grab some ice-cold Heinekens. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
This Ram Truck Month, Jerry-owned Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is making it easier than ever to get behind the wheel of a new Ram. With over 1,000 vehicles in stock and zero down, 0% APR, and zero payments for 90 days during our Zero to Ohm sales event. Plus, we're proud to sponsor the Country Thunder Music Festival in May. It's all happening at the #1 Ram dealer in the U.S., Jerry Ohm. Tampa is Ohm Country. Online at jerryohm.com. Call 1-800-840-0798 for complete details.
Hey, did you know that with Frontier Fiber Internet, the best Wi-Fi isn't just for VIPs anymore?
So even if I have less than 1 million followers?
Or me, a total noob?
What if I'm not in the metaverse yet?
Yeah, now everyone can get Wi-Fi 7 with a premium Eero router on Fiber 500 and up. Now starting at only $39.99 per month. Switch to the most advanced Wi-Fi on 100% fiber internet. Only from Frontier. Good to go. In select areas, price for 12 months with autopay. ETF terms apply. Max speeds wired. Actual average and Wi-Fi speed vary.
This April is your last chance to max your tax refund at Sun Toyota.
Bring us your rebate and we'll double it up to $3,000. Then get 0% financing on select new Toyota trucks. Backed by a nationwide lifetime warranty with 4-year maintenance on new models. Hurry in today or shop online at suntoyota.com. Because when you make it Sun Toyota,
we make it happen.
Toyota.com. Call 1-800-639-3367 for more information.
Preparing to sell your home can be costly and time-consuming. You can skip the hassles of a traditional home sale and sell your home stress-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hey, it's JP. You can say goodbye to the stress that comes along with showings, open houses, and costly home repairs. My friends at Mark Spain Real Estate will sell your home fast and for maximum value. With over 12,500 five-star reviews, trust the top real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home for top dollar. Just go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Great Scott! Back to the Future is now on stage, and it's a jaw-dropping spectacle rapes USA Today. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious entertainment. April 29th through May 4th at Straz Center. Get your tickets yesterday at strazcenter.org.
Feel the credit union difference. GTE Financial is celebrating its 90th anniversary. Since 1935, providing solutions for Tampa Bay businesses is what we love to do. From SBA lending to hassle-free checking, commercial insurance to preventing fraud. We even offer free benefits for your employees. As a not-for-profit financial institution, we get to focus on your earnings. Join us at gtefinancial.org, the official credit union of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Even if you've tried before and were unsuccessful in getting rid of your timeshare, call today and see if we can help. We offer a complete 100% unconditional client satisfaction guarantee. Make this completely free call and learn how we can help you legally put an end to your timeshare nightmare once and for all. You have nothing to lose, so call right now to qualify and receive a free consultation.
Call 800-838-8614. 800-838-8614. That's 800-838-8614.
Paid for by Airtime Media.
Set the date. Barbecue Love Fest is Saturday, May 3rd at Perry Harvey Park in downtown Tampa from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Your ticket for this all-day celebration of barbecue includes barbecue samples from 20-plus cook teams, 7-plus renowned pitmasters from across the nation, and live music. The Bone and the Mike Calta Show have your tickets. Listen to win or buy your tickets now at bbqlovefest.com.
When it really matters, choose Farrah & Farrah. Here for you, here for good. Tampa.
Got a burned out light switch or broken outlet or breakers that keep flipping? Just call for a Bolt electrician online at boltelectric.com.
Now, a weather update from the Sun Toyota Weather Center.
SunToyota.com. I'm Fox 13 Chief Meteorologist Paul Delgado. A couple shower storms around early tonight. Otherwise, mostly clear. Another warm night. We're down near 70. A little bit of a better chance of afternoon storms on Tuesday. Highs near 90. Then dry and hot on Wednesday.
Now, back to Real Raw Radio. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Now, back to Drew Garabo Live.
Thanks to my buddy Todd Wright, who reminded me that my definition Dream Warrior song was used in Austin Powers, the Austin Powers theme, that little beep, 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 boop, boop. Never saw any of the Austin Powers movies, so I didn't know that myself. Shagadelic, baby. This is New Order, one of the bands that failed to meet the criteria for induction in the Rock Hall of Fame. A damn shame, if I may say so my damn self.
New Order and Joy Division, Slash, they never had a chance.
Never. Too cool.
Yeah.
Too cool. However, there are several bands that did make the cut this year. No Mariah Carey. No Billy Idol. However, Bad Company.
All right.
Joe Cocker.
Sure.
Liquor in the front, Cocker in the rear. Soundgarden.
Okay. Surprised they made it in this round.
Me too.
I mean, I think they're deserving, but seemed like they would have gone later.
White Stripes.
Likewise.
Chubby Checker, who, I'll tell you, all respect to the legend, I suppose. I was looking for obscure songs from each of these artists for our audio game here. Every goddamn song Chubby Checker ever wrote or recorded has the word twist in the title.
It was his hook, man.
I mean, The Twist, Let's Twist Again, Summer Twist, Jamaican Twist, Caribbean Twist, Hispanic Twist. Every damn song is about a twist. Christ's sake, Chubby. But I guess you go with what works. Cyndi Lauper also made it. And so I will play an audio clip. It is not going to be one of these artists' more popular songs. I will tell you right now. It will be a less popular song by these artists. Maurice will tell you the band. You will agree or disagree. You get 3 in a row. You win something. What that is, I have no idea, but it'll be something. It'll be something good, probably. Hello there. Welcome to Drew Garabo Live. Who are you?
Hey, guys. It's Ron. Big, huge fan of the show.
Thanks, Ron. Appreciate you, bud. How's your day, man?
Doing well. How's yours?
Good, good. Thank you. By the way, Warren Zevon and Salt and Peppa are both, they're not inductees, but they are being honored, which I never really understand this. I guess they're being honored for their contributions, yet not quite inducted in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, what is that?
Seems like what is it? Outkast, by the way, also in the Hall of Fame. Okay. Probably the coolest band that is in there. So there will be no Warren Zevon. He was inducted on the Musical Influence Award category, as were Salt and Peppa, really the first female rap group. And one of the only ones to this day. So there will be no Zevon. There will be no Salt and Peppa. I apologize. However, Salt and Peppa, by the way, one of their great contributions is the fact that they came up with the album title Assault with a Deadly Peppa.
Right.
That's a great album title right there. And this stands in for everybody, only the sexy people. So all you fly mothers. All right, here we go. You ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to play a clip. You're going to tell me, Mo's going to tell me which artist it is, and then you will agree or disagree. You got me?
You got it.
All right. Here is clip number 1. Maurice, which of the inductees might that be?
Bad Company.
He says Bad Company till the day he dies. Sir, what do you think? Agree or disagree?
I agree.
The song is Seagull off of the Bad Company album, Bad Company. I don't know this song. I don't know much about this band, but I know this ain't one of their hits.
I don't know the song either, but I knew the voice.
What's that dude's name? Paul something? Not a D's Nuts joke.
Paul Rogers.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on to your second clip.
Seagull, you fly across the horizon.
Ugh, gross. Here is your next clip.
Let her go, God bless her.
Who's that, Mo?
It sucks, so it has to be the White Stripes.
He says it sucks, so it has to be the White Stripes. What say you, sir?
I'm going to disagree.
Shouldn't have done that. St. James Infirmary Blues off the White Stripes self-titled debut album. I don't know who you thought it was. I thought this was the easiest game ever created and that no one would get any wrong. But clearly...
I haven't yet.
You haven't, but I mean, I'm talking real people, like contestants. That first album by White Stripes is an interesting one. 99, I think, called The White Stripes. No songs that you would have heard of. One More Cup of Coffee. I Fought Piranhas is the closing track on that album. It's bluesy. Jack White always intrigued me because he was very ambiguous about who Meg was. At first he said they were sisters and then cousins.
Did we ever find out who she was? Were they married?
They were married, and then they split up, but they were still in that band together. She's gone on, by the way, to do absolutely nothing. He's gone on to become Jack White.
Let me ask something.
Yep.
Listen to these drums. Did she really do a lot in White Stripes?
No, she did not.
Yeah, that was one of those bands where I get why people would get them, but I didn't get them.
I started liking them in about, I think 2001. They had Fell in Love with a Girl and Dead Leaves in the Dirty Ground. Liked them then. Elephant came out, and I liked some songs on that. The album that really did it for me, I think, was Get Behind Me, Satan, that had like Blue Orchid and the Denial Twist, and then Icky Thump. This one, You Don't Know What Love Is, You Just Do As You're Told, I think is their masterpiece.
This was a hit, right? I think I know this song. Okay.
The Hardest Button to Button is a bit badass song, too.
In some respects, I suspect you've got a respectable side. When pushed and pulled and pressured, you seldom want to hide.
Hello there, Drew Garabo Live. I can tell Mo's vomiting.
That wasn't a bad song.
Hello.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
And buenas tardes to you, sir. What's your name?
Sam.
How are we doing today, Sam?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
You guys are as well.
Yep. Happy Monday to you. Let's go Bolts in action tonight. In just about an hour, we'll have pregame for you. You ready to see if we can win you something?
I'd love to find out.
Well, so would we. Here is your first song from an inductee to the Rock Hall of Fame in 2025.
And when I come on to you, I know how deeply I'm blessed.
Maurice, which inductee might that be?
Cocker. I hardly know her.
Hey-o. He says Cocker, comma, Joe. What say you, sir?
Fully agree.
Full on agree indeed. The song is called I Stand in Wonder, which I found very interesting because I think he did the theme song to the Wonder Years.
Oh, yeah.
So I was thinking to myself, I stand in Wonder Years because I'm so clever like that. Here is your second song.
Some say petty friends, but
what do you think, Mo?
I think I need to hear that one more time.
Certainly.
some say petty friends, but
knowing who I have to choose from, I'm going to have to say, even though you wouldn't immediately pick it up, that's got to be Outkast.
He says Outcast. Do you agree with that one, sir? Preposterous.
No way in hell.
No way in hell?
That is not Outkast.
That is Outkast.
Ah, you idiot! Is anybody listening to the parameters of this game? It is people that were inducted, are going to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I've got 8 to choose from. It's not Chubby Checker. It's not Cyndi Lauper. I do have a little bit of intelligence when I'm playing this game.
He does. And that was...
And Outkast were very experimental.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the Love Below intro. Great. Fantastic album, by the way.
Now,
Double album.
You did lead him away from saying yes.
Me?
Yes.
Maurice, how dare you?
Trickery.
There's no chicanery going on here.
But the Outkast had a lot of time in the studio.
They did, especially in this album when they hated each other and had to record a double album. One Big Boy, one Andre 3 Stacks.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Drew Garabo Live. Who are you?
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
Mike, how you doing?
Good, Mike. How's your day, man?
Oh, doing good. I'm off work. Play the game. Let's do this.
Let's do this indeed. Which Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee might this be, Maurice?
Chubby.
They call him the Chub. He's the original Chub Rock.
It's Chubby Checker.
You're both right. It is the original Chub Rock himself, Chubby Checker. Chub Rock, he was great. I'm going to read you some of Chubby Checker's songs to show you that I was indeed telling the truth. Let's Twist Again. The Twist, Limbo Rock, Slow Twistin', The Hucklebuck. Whole lot of shaking going on. The Hucklebuck. What is it? The Hucklebuck. All right, congratulations to you, sir. You've got one in a row. Just two more will win you a prize. Let's. That was, by the way, called Popeye the Hitchhiker. Popeye the Hitchhiker. Hey, lady, thanks for the ride. All right, here is your next clip in the game of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees for 2025.
When I'm down, she knows what to say.
Maurice, which inductee might that be?
Yeah, one more time, please.
Certainly.
When I'm down, she knows what to say.
Are we doing repeats?
I mean, I didn't say there would be no repeats.
Then I'm going to have, that would,
Want to hear it one more time?
Yeah.
Sure.
When I'm down, she knows what to say.
I mean, that sounds like it'd be Bad Company. And it can't be. I'm going to go Bad Company.
Interesting. He says Bad Company, sir. Do you agree or disagree?
I'm going to disagree.
Sir? Bad Company. The song is Anna. And Mo is still.
Have I missed one?
You have not. Mo is still yet, as of yet, undefeated. For whatever reason, people have a hard time believing you. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
It's a credibility issue, Mo. Hello there. Who are you?
And 4.
Willie, how we doing today, bud?
I'm doing great. Hey, I want to comment on something right quick.
All right,
Luke.
sure.
You remember when y'all was talking about Deion Sanders' son?
Yep, Shadur.
And I'm going to tell you the whole deal why I don't believe they picked him. Because all of them were scared. Whoever picked him, they were scared that Deion would come take their job.
Well, I think that's a legit concern. Deion is a helicopter dad, and, I think there were many issues surrounding Shadur Sanders. One of them was his dad, another of his lack of preparation, perhaps. And the dude slipped down to the 5th round, and now he's got to play for the Cleveland Browns, which is even worse than slipping down to the 5th round. Hello there. Who are you?
Hello? Hello?
I don't like your energy. No offense, but I just don't like it. Hello, who are you?
Hey, Drew, it's Cody.
Hey, Cody. I like your energy. How we doing today, bud?
Good, brother. How about yourself?
Excellent, man. Thank you. Just ready for the Bolts to get that dub in Sunrise, Florida tonight, right?
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Let's get it. All right. Here is your song of an inductee from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2025 class. Maurice?
That's Cornell in the Garden. Sounds like some early Garden at that.
He says it sounds like you're going picking fruit in the early Soundgarden, sir. What do you think?
Mo sounded pretty confident on that one, so let's go agree.
Sounds confident all the time, if you ask me. But yes, in this case, justifiably so. It was indeed very, very early Soundgarden. I believe from their first album, Louder Than Love, 1989.
Yeah.
And the song was called Full On Kevin's Mom. I don't know why it's called Full On Kevin's Mom.
I think you know.
But yeah, that was one of their many songs on that album. played this a lot in college radio, and I was like, oh, cool. They're like that Mother Love Bone, like hard edge grunge. And then the follow-up came out, Super Unknown, in 94. And the first song I heard on that was this garbage-ass song, Fell on Black Days. And I'm like, what happened to this band that rocked out on their first album and now is making garbage songs like this?
That's a great song.
Oh, it's awful. The last 20 minutes of the song are just, let go, son! Let go, son! Won't you come? Won't you come? Yeah. All right, you got two more, and you're the big winner. Here is number 2, Maurice. Which inductee might that be, Mo?
She bop, you bop, everybody bop. Cyndi Lauper.
We do bop. He says Cyndi Lauper. Agree or disagree?
Agree, for sure.
You're right to do it, Cody. That was off her She's So Unusual debut album, and the song is called Yeah, Yeah, surprisingly enough. I mean, I don't know where she came up with the title. All right, Cody, either you're going to win a prize or we have no winner today because this is the last song I have. Which inductee to the 2025 class is this?
I think I'm in love again.
What do you say, Maurice?
Ooh, for the clean sweep, Drew, I'm going to go back to the cast, boys. Big Bois and 3 stacks, as you say.
He says he's going back up to the ATL, the ATLians themselves, without cast. Do you agree or disagree, sir?
I'm going to agree. That sounded pretty kind of similar to the first Outcast track.
Indeed it did, and indeed it was, and indeed you win. Prototype off Speakerbox, The Love Below. Mo, what do we got coming up in the Mo Betta? Hang on, Cody. I'll get your info, by the way.
Boom, boom. Out go the lights. Where have all the Canadians gone? And Trump saves Shakur. Whatever the hell his name is.
You going to be okay over there, Mo?
Yeah.
That's next on Mo Betta News. What a jam.
We'll tiptoe to the sun and do things I know you like. I think I'm in love again.
You're listening to Drew Garabo live on 102.5 The Bone. It's Lightning Hockey on 102.5 The Bone. The Bolts are back in the playoffs. Tonight, your Tampa Bay Lightning hit the road to take on the Florida Panthers. The game starts at 7 p.m. It's the Battle for Florida. You can listen to every single playoff game right here on the official station of the Tampa Bay Lightning. 102.5 The Bone. Real, raw hockey. Now, a Bone traffic update from the Farah and Farah Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center.
Our latest accident on the Pinella side is along Drew Street at Belcher, but a very bad wreck has had Gulf to Bay Boulevard closed westbound between Hercules and Keene, so plan on using an alternate through that area. Interstate and bridge traffic on both sides of the bay is fairly typical for this time of the afternoon. In northern Hillsborough, expect to encounter accident activity along US 41 Orlando Lakes Boulevard at Sunset Lane. This is Jim with traffic.
After you've been injured at no fault of your own, you shouldn't be stuck footing the medical bills or dealing with lost wages. Farah and Farah's accident attorneys are here to make it easy. Contact Farah and Farah, 1-800-500-5555, farahandfarah.com. Make it a Farah fight, Tampa.
John Senning here for Hawkins Service Co., a one-stop shop for all your home services from repairs and maintenance to upgrades. Hawkins is the go-to solution for all your HVAC and pool repair needs. And let's get that pool ready for summer. Right now, Hawkins is offering $250 off variable speed pumps for the pool, as well as $250 off pool automation systems. So schedule that appointment today, 813-445-8209, or visit them online at hawkinsserviceco.com. Hawkins, one call handles it all.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. you've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Your favorite undead wrapped rockers. Here come the Mummies. Return to Clearwater at the Billheimer Capitol Theater Saturday, July 26th. Some say they are cursed. Others say they are reincarnated Grammy-winning musicians. Don't miss the funk rock band, Here Come the Mummies. Saturday, July 26th at the Billheimer Capitol Theater. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at RuthEckertHall.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Running a fleet is expensive. So what happens when you cut the fuel bill by 10% with a Coast Fleet Card?
We're saving money and time, which means we're able to take better care of all of our vehicles and our techs, plus our bottom line. Coast has been a real game changer for us.
With Coast, you get smarter spending, stronger security, and real support when you need it. Set spending limits, track purchases in real time, and stop unauthorized transactions before they happen. Coast works anywhere Visa is accepted, so you're not limited to overpriced or out-of-the-way gas stations.
The customer service is way above the company that we used before. Along with the extra security, it's worth saying again, total game changer for us.
Go to coastpay.com/news and learn how to save an average of 10% on your fuel bill with Coast. That's coastpay.com/news to save 10% on fuel with Coast. Coastpay.com/NEWS.
Coast Card products are issued by Celtic Bank. All card accounts are subject to credit approval. Actual savings may vary. See terms at coastpay.com. The spokesperson and characters in this ad are actor portrayals.
If you've been hurt in an accident, call Bernetti PA. We make it easy. In fact, you can hire us by phone, over the internet, or we'll come to you. Call 1-800-BERNETTI. We're ready. Offices Lakeland, Tampa, St. Pete.
Diamond Days are back at Gold and Diamond Source, Tampa Bay's largest jewelry superstore. I love Diamond Days because right now you can get up to 20% off all their diamond inventory, including April's birthstone. Plus, you can take advantage of 0% financing for up to 5 years. That means if you finance $5,000, your monthly payment would be only $83. Best of all, your Gold and Diamond Source diamond never loses its value. And listen up, all you soon-to-be newlyweds. Here's your chance to win a $2,500 shopping spree at Gold and Diamond Source, along with a wedding cake for up to 100 guests, created by the renowned celebrity chef, the Cake Girl, as seen on the Today Show. Entering is simple. Go to Gold and Diamond Source on Ulmerton Road for your chance to win big. If you want your special someone to say yes, make sure it's a Gold and Diamond Source diamond. Visit us at 3800 Ulmerton Road in Clearwater. And, of course, make sure it's a Gold and Diamond Source diamond.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-880-6363. That's 1-800-880-6363. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-880-6363. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I named my boat Sure Don't. Get it? The other day when my friend said, "Hey, Larry, you want to head back in? It looks like it might rain."
I said, sure don't. I guess they didn't get it because they didn't laugh.
Whatever you call your boat, protected by insuring it with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Hurt in a slip and fall? Take back control of your life. Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
1025 The Bone. Real Raw Radio. WHPT, Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete. And 1073 WXGL HD2 St. Pete. Live from the WeatherTight Windows studio. Unique opinions, compelling conversation, and the best in afternoon entertainment. Now, the conversation continues on Drew Garabo Live.
No, stop. There we go.
Newsflash.
I have news.
You may hear news elsewhere, but it definitely won't be Mo better than this.
Well, anyway, we're going to do a tune called
Mo Better News, right now on Drew Garabo Live.
Okay, here we go. We talked about this a little early. We kind of just touched on it. You did, actually. Spain, Portugal power outage. Blackout knocks out subway networks, cuts phone service. Dateline Barcelona drew a blackout, brought much of Spain and Portugal to a standstill on Monday, halting subway and railway trains, cutting phone service and shutting down traffic lights and ATM machines for the 50 million people who live across the Iberian Peninsula. What we know, Spanish power distributor Red Electra, that's a great name, said that restoring power fully to the country and neighboring Portugal could take 6 to 10 hours. It is still out in a majority of places. The company declined to speculate on the causes of the huge blackout. The Portuguese National Cybersecurity Center issued a statement saying there was no sign the outage was due to a cyber attack. What did you know about it going in? Just
that's it.
Pictures?
Yeah. Just that a lot of Europeans woke up this morning with no power and no cause.
I don't think you understand. Well, you should be able to understand the totality of that. But these people are it's out. It's done. It's just no power, no lights, no way to sustain really anything. I mean, you got to think about what's going to happen when they come out on the backside of it, as far as rotting food and things of that nature. Portuguese distributor E-Reedy said the outage was due to a quote-unquote problem with the European electricity system.
Okay, so not like a solar flare or anything like that?
No. Okay. They're saying it is not that, but hopefully they'll get all of that taken care of. Staying over in foreign territories, boycotting paradise over politics. Where have all the Canadians gone?
Oh, no.
That is being asked by a Florida Airbnb manager, a local real estate management company, feeling the impact of Canadians not traveling to Florida. It's hard to track how many Canadians are boycotting the Sunshine State, but some data is supporting the drop in tourists from the neighbor to the north at almost 12%. Yeah. The passenger traffic in March was slightly up over a year, but the primary reason for this was the Porter Airlines added some new Canadian service that was not offered at TPA. Data analytics said bookings on Canadian U.S. flights are down 70%.
Oh, man.
70%. That is...
will we ever do with all those Canadians not visiting us?
We're still fairly reliant on tourist dollars, though, right?
That's true.
And the Canadian, you want to talk a nice, as far as I am, when I do my day gig, Federale.
So congenial.
They are some of the nicest people you ever want to meet.
Yep.
Not like us trash-ass Americans.
No, some of my best friends are Canadian. I love them.
Name one.
Cindy and Colin, my favorite Canadian couple in the world. Love them both.
That sounds very made up.
Cindy Edwards.
Okay.
Used to be on daytime on Channel 2, Channel 8.
She's Canadian?
She's Canadian.
Oh, all right.
She's lovely.
Speaking of lovely, a therapy dog retires from cuddle manager job after 8 years at a children's hospital. I just thought this was such a cute
cuddle
story.
manager. It's a popularity contest.
Hey. Holly, a therapy dog, has officially retired from her role as cuddle manager. She was at Alder Hay Children's for 8 years, and Drew made 500 visits during her tenure. Come on now.
Well, that's a life well lived.
After 8 years with the Alder Hay family, she's now going to enjoy a well-deserved doggy retirement. She even received a guard of honor from her fellow Alder Hay volunteers.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to love that. I'm sure you understand what the dogs do. Obviously. Well.
They perform surgeries? What do they do?
They provide therapeutic and emotional help for children, young people, and even families. And
it's a great program. Moffitt Cancer Center has dogs that come in. Yeah, they have like handlers that bring in dogs. And I will tell you, when you've been in there for like 2 weeks and, you're getting visited, but not 24/7, somebody brings in a little doggy, it really does lift your spirit.
Yeah, a 2022 study found that pets may actually help their owners stave off memory loss and cognitive decline. So there are some benefits of that. While the effect was most notable with dog and cat owners, pets such as birds, fish, you don't want to cuddle fish.
Cuddle a piranha?
Yeah, you don't want that. All right, here we go.
Although, let me just say this. I met a gentleman in Moffitt who was one of the canine companions. He also was the dude in hockey games when they cut to the penalty box and the player has to go to the penalty box.
Yeah.
This is the guy who sits in the penalty box with the player. I don't know what they do. I still don't know what they do, but that was his job. There's always like an attendant who sits in the penalty box with the player. This guy did that. I don't know what they do. I don't know. They make sure the player doesn't make a run for the ice.
Interesting.
This guy wouldn't stop at no hockey players, I'll tell you that.
Drew, why was a Florida man arrested after flying to Utah?
Because he wanted to cross the road.
Now.
Bigamy. Child abduction. Bigamy, child abduction.
You're somewhere in the middle. It's not bigamy, it's smallamy. Florida man arrested after flying to Utah to allegedly marry a 17-year-old girl.
What?
You can't wait 6, 7, 8 months.
She'll be legal shortly. Is that going to ruin everything for you if she's legal?
Dayline, Utah County, Utah. A 33-year-old Florida man was charged with aggravated kidnapping on Monday after he allegedly flew to Utah over the weekend to marry a teenage girl. Alex Pete Guy of Mulberry. Come on, man. Was arrested Sunday, hours after the 17-year-old girl's mother reported her missing from their Utah County home. A friend told sheriff's deputies that the teen had been speaking with Guy online and that she was likely with him. Using GPS data from the teen's AirPods, they'll get you every time.
Yep.
Yeah. The Utah County Sheriff's Office was able to locate the girl and Guy in Wyoming. After being taken into custody, Guy admitted that he had been talking to the teen online for 3 months and was aware that she was just 17 years old. He said he picked up the girl after flying into Utah and planned to marry her. He has been ordered to be held in jail without bail. 3 months ago.
Yep.
Everything was swimming.
Yep.
Everything was great.
Right.
And in 3 months, you managed to end up being held in jail with no bail.
Womp, womp. I did look it up. The age of consent in Utah is 18. They do not have the Romeo and Juliet laws like we do here in Florida that allow a young adult to have sex with a slightly younger minor if they're within a certain age range. I take no delight in telling you gentlemen this, but just so you know, it is legal in the state of Florida to have sex with a 16-year-old as long as you are under the age of 23.
I was going to say, yeah, not if you're 33 but if like Guy was.
I don't think that should be legal. I don't think a 22-year-old should be able to legally bang a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
That seems wrong.
Who was behind that?
Man, I don't know. Some creepy-ass politician. Gross, right?
Yes, indeed.
Now I'm looking it up. You can move on, but I'm looking it up to make sure I didn't just give it misinformation.
We briefly touched on this. I don't want her to miss the fame that you said she would have received that something else not have occurred. Accused DUI driver swims to shore after crashing into the bay. According to the Clearwater Police Department, Cassandra Kaiser, a mere 27 years old, Drew, was able to escape and swim to shore after she drove into the bay. She was charged with driving under the influence there, and she's got quite the lovely mugshot. While investigating, officers determined that Kaiser was impaired and taken into the custody. Was it while investigating her or looking at the car, as you said, in the bay?
It's all the barnacles on the car.
Yeah.
Let me, guys, you put it back in your pants real quick. The Romeo and Juliet law must be no more than 4 years older than the victim. So if she is 17, you can be 21. She has to be at least 14. So a 14 and 18-year-old, okay. 15-19.
No bueno.
16-20. That's gross. 17-21. Ew.
Yeah.
But legal.
Shador Sanders.
Yes.
We didn't really talk about this. Heard you and John mention it a little bit. You know who's to blame for his final draft pick?
They're saying Skip Bayless is saying that it is the one and only perfect man, Tom Brady. That's what they say.
No, that's no. Shador Sanders owes Donald Trump a thank you for ending his NFL draft nightmare. That's according to the White House press secretary, Carolyn Levitt, and she always knows what she's talking about. Sanders once projected to be a top 5 pick, which I still don't understand once I found out that he had a 4-8 season. How are you a top 5 pick with coming off a 4-8 season?
Yeah, well, the team's performance does not reflect their studly quarterback.
Okay, there you go. Suffered humiliation when he fell not only out of the first round of the draft, but continued to tumble all the way down to the 5th. Now, I think we were we here on Friday? When was the draft? Was it Thursday? The first was Thursday.
First round was Thursday.
So we talked about it Friday.
Yeah.
Did you think he was going to tumble as far down as he tumbled?
No, I did not. I thought for sure some team would jump on him in the 2nd round or the 3rd or the 4th, but he slipped all the way to the 5th.
The slide, Drew, one of the worst in NFL history, sparked outrage from fans, former players, and analysts with the president at the helm. Trump took to Truth Social Friday evening, ahead of the 2nd round, beginning to take aim at NFL owners for passing on the quarterback. And when asked about Sanders finally being picked by the Cleveland Browns with the 144th pick, how many picks are there?
140, I don't know.
But it's
not many more than that.
Levitt seemed to suggest that Trump was responsible. While addressing reporters during Monday's briefing, she was asked whether Trump believes he deserves credit for the selection. This was her response. All I will say is the president put out a statement, and a few rounds later, he was drafted.
Okay.
So I think that's facts speak for themselves. Okay.
You heard about the prank call, right?
Yes, I want to get into that. Let me just ask you this. Right?
Yeah.
She said, and a few rounds later, he was drafted. So I think the facts speak for themselves. The president, as she said, she put out a statement on Friday.
Yeah.
He wasn't drafted till when?
Saturday or Sunday.
Sunday, yeah. That's not a few rounds later.
No, it's not.
That's certainly, he was like almost next to last.
Yeah. I don't think you got a good Trump rub.
Yeah. What's your take on the kids?
The prank call?
I guess they're not kids.
It's funny, but it's only funny because it's not my kid. Like if this had been my kid that this happened to, oh my God, I'd be apoplectic. They pretended to be a coach or an NFL owner.
I think coach.
Man.
Yeah, I didn't. My issue with it was first and foremost. I mean, listen, he's sets himself up for that kind of thing, sure. With his braggadocious nature.
Yep,
I would say this. So you don't want to play on someone's hopes and dreams.
No,
not live.
Cool.
Yeah, not live in the moment. After he goes 144,
sure,
it's game on.
Yeah,
hey, you blah ha ha. The other thing was I just didn't find the funny in it.
No, he could have like really, really stretched it out and like really messed with them and made it funny, but he gave it up too easy and there was no real punchline.
Yeah, there was no payoff, no punchlines. It was like, well, you're gonna have to wait a little longer.
Yeah.
It just came off as, and I know the father was his
defensive coordinator for the Atlanta Hawks.
And the Atlanta Hawks have said there will be no repercussions.
Yeah, and I have the audio of the prank call right here. Stand by. Here is the prank call made to Shador Sanders.
Hello?
Yeah?
Pablo, honey?
Yeah?
Please, honey, come down to Florida.
Huh?
Come to Florida, honey. We miss you.
Yeah, who's this?
Pablo, honey?
Oh, sorry, that's the Jerky Boys.
Pablo?
Who is this?
Keep yourself clean, honey.
By the way, not a lot of people know this. Radiohead named their album Pablo Honey after that Jerky Boys sketch.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's crazy, like insane that they were such Jerky Boys fans. They don't seem like it, but they named their album after the sketch Pablo Honey. This is actually the prank call.
Hello.
Yeah, auto mechanic.
Yeah.
You're looking for a job.
Huh?
I'm looking for a job.
Okay. You have experience?
Yeah, 7 years.
7 years?
Yeah. I work on race cars.
You have inspection license?
I work on race cars.
Okay. You have inspection license?
You knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming. I didn't know when. Unfortunately, that was the Tricky Boys as well.
By the way, Trump's tweet was, "What is wrong with NFL owners? Are they all caps stupid?" Trump wrote in the latest Truth Social rant, Deion Sanders was a great college football player and was even greater in the NFL. He's also a very good coach, streetwise and smart. Therefore, Shador, his quarterback son, has all caps phenomenal genes and is all set for greatness. He should be picked immediately by a team they want to win.
Genes.
Yes. And you know what? That is the Mo Better right there.
Thank you, Maurice.
You're welcome, Drew.
Appreciate that. I think I do actually have the
Go to bodybeast.com today.
It's
Here, GM of the Saints.
One of the NFL's biggest draft prospects, Shador Sanders, received a call allegedly from the general manager of the New Orleans Saints Friday during the NFL draft.
No, for sure. We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
But the call turned out to be a prank.
But you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, man.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Ready to go! What does that mean? This moment on video.
Dude, it's funny until like you realize that's a human being.
Absolutely.
And like
absolutely.
Regardless of what you think about the guy and his ego, the kid's pride is damaged after slipping past the first round. It would have to be a very, very funny prank call for that to be worth it. And I'm sorry, it wasn't really that funny.
Why even, why prank in that moment anyway?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, I mean, I get it. I don't. You're being a dick.
Yeah, exactly. and that kid's dad, the Atlanta Falcons said nobody's going to lose their gig over it, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that kid's dad lose his job.
Yeah, I think there will be some recriminations.
What a dick.
Yeah.
What just a dick move. Hello, who are you?
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, there should be something for taking the private number off of the iPad, I believe the father had access to.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello?
The 12 best words. The Bolts in 6. Go Lightning. Hey, Drew. Hey, Mo.
Wait, hold on one second. The best 12 words? The Bolts?
13. I'm sorry.
6.
Hey, Drew, Mo.
Wait, that's only 6 words.
Mess up. Wait, no. All right, let's start all over, please.
Yep.
The 12 best words. Hey, Drew, Mo. The Lightning in 6. Go Bolts.
That's 9 words.
Hey, Drew, Mo. The Lightning.
Lightning is one word. I don't know if anybody ever taught you the difference between a syllable
and a word.
And look, I hate to take apart another Bolts fan because we're on the same page.
I messed up. Hey, Drew and Mo. That's where I messed up.
That's 10
I
words.
Counted it. I had it right, but I waited too long. Anyways.
No, you did it. You didn't do it. Hey, Drew and Mo, go Lightning. How many? Give it to me again.
Hey, Drew and Mo. Wait, the 12 best words. Hey, Drew and Mo.
Go ahead.
The Bolts in 6. Go Lightning.
That's 10 words. You are mistaking a syllable for a word. Lightning is a word. Lightning is 3 syllables. Lightning. That's 2 syllables. Are you okay?
Oh, you're right. That's 10. Damn it.
Now,
yes, I'm fine.
People mess up haikus all the time. That's 5 syllables, 7 syllable, 5 syllables. Like Bolts play game tonight. I hope they win this game they can win game tonight. All right.
It is.
Get out of here.
You're still 12.
Thank you, Maurice.
Thank you, Drew.
Stick around for the Bolts pregame show. And then the Lightning will take on the Panthers. Let's even this series up. And here are the best 12 words you'll hear us say. Good night now.
You're listening to Drew Garabo live on 102.5 The Bone. NASCAR lives right here on 102.5 The Bone. Sponsored by Jerry Ohm.
This week, it's the NCS Worth 400 at Texas Motor Speedway. Coverage starts at 2:30 p.m. with the race starting at 3:30.
Race days Sundays, where NASCAR lives in Tampa Bay. Right here on 102.5 The Bone. Sponsored by Jerry Ohm Jeep Ram. #1 in the country. Now, a Bone traffic update from the Farah and Farah Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center.
In Pinellas, authorities appear now to have cleared that earlier accident westbound along Gulf to Bay between Hercules and Keene. We're not seeing any major backups through there anymore. In southern Hillsborough, though, we now have a crash possibly causing some road blockage northbound along US 301 at Paseo Almar Boulevard. To the north, there's still accident activity along US 41 or Land Lakes Boulevard at Sunset Lane. This is Jim with traffic.
You know, it's interesting. Car insurance commercials tend to focus on the simple fixes. A busted windshield, a banged up bumper. What about the human damages like pain and suffering? Farah and Farah, Tampa's accident attorneys won't let big insurance forget about your pain. For a Farah fight, you know who to call. Tampa.
I have quite a few coworkers who have used WeatherTight to replace their doors and windows, and I consistently hear what a good job they do. WeatherTight Mike hires only the best installers and salespeople, and he takes good care of them so that they'll take good care of you. If you need replacement windows or doors, don't hesitate. Just trust me on this one. Call WeatherTight Windows for your free consultation.
WeatherTightWindows.com. WeatherTight Windows.
This is a cat named Mo from Drew Garabo Live. Primetime, baby. I am the first Mo, but there is a second Mo, and he is the Mo that will help you if you need a personal injury attorney. It's Tampa attorney Mo DeWitt. Here he is to say one word because I've used up all the time. Hi. That's it. You got one word. Don't he sound sexy? 800, call Mo with an E. Injured on the go, just call Mo.
Non-attorney spokesperson, offices Tampa.
That's Mo with an E.
It's 6:30 and the branch is closed.
Yep.
And you couldn't find your debit card.
Nope.
But you're going to get cash.
Yep. Cadence Bank Live Teller has extended hours, and I can get cash from my account with my driver's license.
My bank can't do that.
Nope.
With over 300 live teller locations with extended hours, there's opportunity here. Find a live teller near you at cadencebank.com/live teller. Equal opportunity lender, member FDIC.
Hi, folks. Phil Esposito here, Hockey Hall of Famer. Well, who knew that I was going to go a little bit deaf? I lost my hearing a little bit. People kept telling me, what's wrong with you? You can't hear. So guess what? They were right. I went to Audibel. Audibel took care of me. It was incredible. Audibel, they are terrific. And by the way, Audibel's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Book your free hearing test now at floridahearing.com. Hear better, live better.
Preparing to sell your home can be costly and time-consuming. You can skip the hassles of a traditional home sale and sell your home stress-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hey, it's JP. You can say goodbye to the stress that comes along with showings, open houses, and costly home repairs. My friends at Mark Spain Real Estate will sell your home fast and for maximum value. With over 12,500 five-star reviews, trust the top real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home for top dollar. Just go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
If you've been hurt in an accident, Bernetti PA is here with a quick response. One call and we're on it. It's fast, easy, and focused on you. Quick action, real results. Bernetti PA, we're ready. Offices Lakeland, Tampa, St. Pete.
Take advantage of the Freedom of Choice pricing event at Jerry Ohm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 1,000 new vehicles in stock with 0 down, 0% APR, and 0 payments for 90 days. At the #1 Ram dealer in the U.S., jerryohm.com. 1-800-840-0798 for complete details.
John Stenning here for Wild Fork. I'm a big red meat guy. I love eating thin-cut ribeyes from Wild Fork for breakfast, smoking up a tri-tip, but do not sleep on the seafood selection. I love the pepper smoked salmon, the Chilean sea bass. This past weekend, I did some swordfish kebabs. Wild Fork has everything you need from sides, seasonings, desserts, and every protein you could possibly think of. You can shop online and get it delivered, pick it up in store, or just go on a shopping spree with locations in Citrus Park, South Tampa, and St. Pete on on 4th Street North. Check them out today at wildforkfoods.com.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-880-6363. That's 1-800-880-6363. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-880-6363. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I named my boat Sure Don't. Get it? The other day when my friend said, "Hey Larry, you want to head back in? It looks like it might rain." I said, "Sure don't." I guess they didn't get it because they didn't laugh.
Whatever you call your boat, protected by insuring it with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Another checkup? Why are so many people getting new puppies?
Dr. Kim's veterinary office is littered with cuteness.
We are booked solid for weeks, but who can say no to a puppy, right? Oh, who's a good boy? Oh, who's what? Oh,
She needs to find extra vet techs to get those pups some extra love.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, candidates can find it easier, so you can hire easier. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Ruck, run, or walk it at the 3rd Annual Sergeant Anthony Patrick Malstat's Defender Ruck on June 7th. Choose the 5K, 2.2-mile Ruck Walk, or go virtual. Every step supports military mental health and suicide prevention, plus music, food, raffles, and more. Sign up now at DefenderRuck.com and use the code THEBONE for $10 off.
Involved in a car accident? We understand the pressure you're under. Call Farah and Farah. Tampa.
Do rain or bugs have your car looking dirty? Well, Bubble Down Car Wash has you covered. They offer longer wash tunnels, powerful vacuums, and the friendliest staff. Check out BubbleDown.com to find a Bubble Down Car Wash location near you.
Now, a weather update from the Sun Toyota Weather Center.
Sun, Toyota.com.
You're listening to Drew Garabo live on 102.5 The Bone. We are Real Raw Radio. 102.5 The Bone. The Bone bonus is back. The Bone is giving you $1,000 5 times a day, every weekday. Just listen for the Bone bonus keyword at 8, 10, noon, 2, and 5. Head over to the free 102.5 The Bone app and enter the keyword for your chance to win $1,000. It's the Bone bonus. Presented to you by Farah and Farah, Tampa's accident attorneys. FarahandFarah.com. The Bone bonus is back. 102.5 The Bone. Real Raw. WHPT, Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete. And 107.3 WXGL HD2, St. Pete. The Bone is the official Tampa Bay Lightning radio station.
3, 2, 1.
It begins.
All systems go.
Right now on The Bone, it's the Tampa Bay Lightning. The following is a presentation of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
In Game 3, the Tampa Bay Lightning found their game. And not a surprise, they won. The Florida Panthers now lead this best-of-7 series 2-1. Since Game 2, the Lightning are moving in the right direction. It's an encouraging sign heading into Game 4 as the Lightning look to even the series. Tampa Bay also got contributions from everyone in the lineup in Game 3, and they'll look to continue that tonight as well. And it doesn't hurt that Brandon Hagel is back in the lineup after serving a 1-game suspension. This is a pivotal Game 4. Who comes out on top? We'll find out next. Coming up in our pregame show, we're going to hear from Eric Erlinson, Bobby the Chief Taylor, Ben Pierce, John Cooper, Dave Mishkin, and Braden Coburn, and so much more. It's the Lightning and Panthers, and it's happening right here on Lightning Radio.
High spot, Kucherov! Score! Hat-trick! Nikita Kucherov! Nikita score! What a goal by Braden Boyd!
What a goal that was. The 2025 postseason on the Lightning Audio Network is presented by Advent Health, the official health and wellness partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Score! Hagel! Dagger!
Now with the Lightning Audio Network pregame report, here's Greg Linnelli.
And good evening, everyone. Glad you're with us as we get you set for Lightning and Panthers. Greg Linnelli with you. Round 1, Game 4 tonight. The Lightning down 1-2. Of course, they earned their first win of this first-round matchup in their last game, and that was on Saturday. They win that game 5-1. As you heard in my open, it was a game where the Lightning did a lot of good things. It wasn't perfect by any stretch, but listen, when you score 5 on the road, you should win. And the Lightning have been a pretty good team all season long, protecting leads and surrendering 2 goals or less. Andrei Vasilevsky was stout when he needed to be, but really the Stars led the way. Nikita Kucherov played a big role in this game, and that was good to see. There was a lot of talk the first couple of games that the Stars maybe had not aligned appropriately for the Lightning. And again, I think you have to give credit where credit is due because of how well Florida played. But that wasn't the case in the last game. One of those stars for the Lightning that seems to deliver a lot in the playoffs is Jake Guentzel, and here was his third period goal.
Across the Panthers line, left circle. A shot, wide left, rebound Kucherov behind the goal. Centers and Guentzel! Score! Guentzel! From behind the net, he chipped it on his backhand in front. Bobrovsky didn't know where the puck was. Guentzel pops it in.
Mish on the call, of course, and you know, it's nice to see that line together. At times, we've seen them broken up. John Cooper has a very good pulse of his team and how things are playing out. But anytime you throw Kucherov, Point, and Guentzel out there, puts a lot of pressure on the opposing team's defense. And on that particular play, Kucherov making something happen. Guentzel always seems to be in the right place, at least in terms of scoring goals, right in front of the net, finds those openings, and he's been a playoff performer throughout his career. And he comes through in a big way in the last game right there for the Lightning. And look, Victor Hedman knows Guentzel, he's a clutch player.
What did he score his rookie year, 13 when they won the Cup? I mean, he's just he's a gamer. And, you know, for us, we obviously played against him a bunch and seen it in the postseason as well when you played against him, and regular season for that matter. But he rises to the occasion in the big games. And, you know, yesterday was just another example of what he can do.
Yep, and Guentzel, a couple of goals so far in this first round series, 2 assists. He's got 4 points, which is tied for first on the team. So Lightning are going to continue to lean on their stars for sure, and it's always nice to get contributions from your role players. When they chip in offensively, you'll take it. Luke Glendening, a big part of that, but also, too, on the PK. Look, the Lightning played their last game without Brandon Hagel, suspended for his hit on Barkov. That was controversial, certainly, but the Lightning had to find some other guys who could perform well in that role, with Hagel being out, Gergensons being one of them. And he talked about how the Lightning were able to kill off all of the power plays from Florida in their last game.
There's definitely some guys always going to have to step in, and we have plenty of guys that can do that down the lineup that can step in and penalty kill. And after the first game, I think there were just a couple bad bounces, and we made some little adjustments to help out, and it did work out.
Yeah, when you make those adjustments and they do work out, it makes you feel a lot better for sure. And I think the Lightning also understand that they don't want to take those penalties. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on for sure tonight. I think whichever team does stay out of the sin bin, you're going to feel pretty good that they're going to come away with a W. At least the odds increase for sure. And the Lightning were 4 for 4 in Game 3. Gergensen's, by the way, played about 4.5 minutes of penalty kill time, which was good to see, because he's somebody that can do it. And when you take a look at what he's been able to provide playing in his first postseason, he's been a nice addition for the Lightning. And, of course, getting, again, Hagel back in the lineup tonight is going to be a big one. And John Cooper talked about Hagel's suspension.
It ate him alive. Probably would have to sit out a game. We were on the fortunate side that we were able to win. But I think he's obviously had an impact on the series in a positive way. Aside from take away the hit, but he's a big part of our group.
He is, and you wonder what type of game we will see tonight. Pivotal game for us, we know that. Look, Lightning even things up. You've got to think whether it's momentum or confidence headed in their direction for sure. The Panthers, if they lose tonight, they drop 2 in a row on their home ice with an opportunity to really put this series away. Maybe there's a little bit of doubt in their minds. Who knows how that's going to play out? But I think we all can agree, a pivotal game 4. And because of that, you wonder if we're going to see some of the extra stuff that we've seen leading up to this game tonight dissipate to a degree, because you understand that you do not want to go to the penalty box doing something post-whistle. And we'll see if that plays out tonight. When the Bolts win, you win too. Download or log into the Chick-fil-A app by midnight after a home win and enjoy a free Chick-fil-A entree. Offer redeemable within 24 hours of a win when you scan the app or place a mobile order at any participating Tampa Bay area location. One offer per person, the official chicken sandwich of our Tampa Bay Lightning. Coming up in our next segment, we will talk to Bobby the Chief Taylor and Eric Erlinson. Also, Ben Pierce coming up in segment 3, and then we give way to the game call. It'll be Dave Mishkin and former Lightning defenseman Braden Coburn. The Lightning Playoffs Round 1 matchup gear is available now in store at Amalie Arena and online at TampaBaySports.com while supplies last. Lightning and Panthers coming up in about 20 minutes. Back after this on Lightning Radio.
Tampa Bay. Who celebrates your Tampa Bay Lightning with an official Bolts debit card? We do. That's right. Join GTE Financial and get a free Bolts debit card on us. More than just banking, GTE offers our members a full financial lineup. From lending to insurance and business services, we do everything with a personal touch. Bolt into every match with GTE Financial, the official credit union of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Visit our website and use promo code BoltsCard to get your free Bolts debit card today.
Lightning Radio is now on YouTube. Watch game highlights with Dave Mishkin's call. Live stream Lightning Power Lunch weekdays at noon. See the Into the Blue podcast and more. To follow, go to youtube.com/@BoltsRadio and hit subscribe.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches, like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin.
Book now and save up to 30% off, plus kids sale free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Looking for expert construction services in Tampa Bay? Waterman Construction Group is your go-to for commercial and residential projects. From demolition to new HVAC, patios, pavers, and driveways, they've got you covered. Whether it's a new build, remodel, or storm repair, Waterman Construction handles your project from start to finish with personalized service, honest pricing, and guaranteed same-day response. Visit WatermanConstructionGroup.com or call 813-715-7383. Waterman Construction, your vision is their mission. Tell them Mike Caldesea.
Hey everyone, Adney and Verk here to talk about our great podcast, NHL Unscripted with Verk and Demers.
Jason Demers here. After playing 700 NHL games, it turns out I have an opinion or two. Whoever's saying trade one of them, you don't know anything about hockey. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm rooting for this team. With new guests every week, we will talk about hockey and more.
Can't wait till you watch the movie because it's the biggest award of her career.
He went into the cheetah exhibit. The cheetah took a piece out of him, and he came into the ring the next day.
Tune in to NHL Unscripted with Verk and Demers, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Lightning Foundation's 50-50 raffle, presented by Moffitt Cancer Center, supports hundreds of local charities. Each home game has a single pot with the winner selected during the third period. Visit bolts5050.com to purchase tickets. Do good and win big.
Your favorite undead wrapped rockers. Here come the Mummies. Return to Clearwater at the Billheimer Capitol Theater, Saturday, July 26th. Some say they are cursed. Others say they are reincarnated Grammy-winning musicians. Don't miss the funk rock band, Here Come the Mummies. Saturday, July 26th at the Billheimer Capitol Theater. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at rutheckerdhall.com.
Hi, I'm Patrick Thomas.
And I'm Heather Thomas. Just letting everyone know, when your lights start to flicker, Bolt gets to you quicker.
Ooh.
Yeah, I came up with that.
Well, it's true. In most cases, we offer same-day service.
Right. So, if your power goes out, just give Bolt a shout.
Another one.
Thank you.
Folks, if you even suspect you've got an electrical problem, you don't want to wait.
And if it's an emergency, we'll be on our way before you can hang up the phone.
Just call Bolt.
Online at boltelectric.com.
Into the Blue Podcast with Gabby Shirley and Ben Pierce. New episodes drop every Thursday in your favorite podcast app.
I don't know if there's a harder job in sports than what they have. You know, to regulate the speed and the physicality of what goes on in these games. Maybe football, but football happens, you know, the plays aren't as rapid as they are in hockey. It's a no-win situation for them because one fan base is going to be upset about one decision and the other fan base is going to be upset because the decision wasn't strong enough.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. John Cooper breaking it down from earlier today. And look, you can talk about officiating. You can talk about taking a look at what's a suspended play and what's not. And we understand those are judgment calls to a degree. And plays do happen quickly. Probably the Chief Taylor and Eric Erlandson are with us right now. I think sometimes, Chief, we don't know what's a penalty and what's not. And I know the officials sometimes, especially come playoff time, right, they're more likely to swallow the whistle than call something.
That hit, they certainly did swallow the whistle on. I mean, you know, they're making such a big deal that Barkov never touched the puck. Well, guess what? The pass was already gone. It was already on Glendenning's stick, and he was about to score when he was drilled the very same way that Barkov was hit. They were all hit at the middle of the ice. It's just don't get me going on that. I was actually calmed down after I heard.
Did I get you fired up?
I know. I
Greg.
calmed down
All
after
right.
I heard the thing, and I yelled and screamed with Phil for about 2 hours this morning. And now I'm calmed down, and look what you just did now, Craig.
Well, it's not the first time I've ruffled the feathers, Chief. But, you know, look, that being said, I want to go to Chief first. Just what are you looking for tonight? What did you like about the Lightning's game in Game 3? What can they use from that game to tonight's game?
Just, you know what? You take it a period at a time. You really do. You know, you got to come on and play hard. And play as the game progresses. You know, you don't think down the road. You just got to make sure you stay in the moment and you really win those moments. And that's a real important thing for the Lightning right now. And, you know, they come out like they did last game and play well like they, you know, I'd like to see them just be a little bit stronger in those shots in the middle. A lot of Vasi had to come up with a number of big saves, which he does all the time. But if you can cut down on those chances, that'd be great.
Hagel comes back. That's a huge boost. What do we anticipate there?
Well, as Zemgus Girgensons described it, Brandon Hagel will most likely be a pent-up ball of energy for this game because we know how much emotion he plays with. And, you know, he had to sit there and watch the game the other night. So he's going to be a big part, and I expect him to kind of have a big game. And, he might be that guy that kind of sets the tone. I mean, the Panthers have been the team that have kind of set the tone in the early parts of some of these games here, these first 3 games, obviously with the early goals, but also with some of the physical play. And, look, it looks like Florida's not happy with their physical play because they're putting A.J. Greer in the lineup tonight. And we remember what he was doing back here in December against this team. So it should be interesting. I want to see the Lightning kind of come out and just settle their game down early. They looked a little nervy in the opening stages of of game 1 and also game 3. So come out in this game with just settle into your game as fast as possible, and because we know what they look like when they play their game.
E, since you're there, before we get to Chief, I'm curious, do we have an idea of what the Lightning's lineup is going to look like?
Well, it based on what we saw in pregame line rushes, it looks like Connor Geekie and Cam Atkinson will be out. It'll go to 11-7 with Darren Radish dressing as the 7th defenseman. And, both Geekie and Atkinson were on the ice late this morning. So just based on what we saw there for almost, we'll wait until we see the official lineup. But that's what it looks like. Looks like the Hagel-Sorelli line will be the line that rotates in forwards, again, based on what we saw in line rushes.
Chief, what do you like about 11-7, and what do you make of the Lightning tonight settling things down early? And I think playing with a lead will be a big deal.
Oh, big time. But when you got 11-7, you know what? It kind of disrupts the home coach's last change because you can move those players around, the top 6 around a lot, because you have that one extra forward line or winger open. So, you can see Cooch down there, you can see Guentzel down there, Hagel down there, whatever the case may be, and you move those guys around. So the pure checking line is troublesome then because they're not sure exactly who they have to stay and concentrate on because of that last shift. So it helps that way, and it's worked pretty well for the Lightning.
It has, and of course, staying out of the sin bin is going to be a big deal. And to your point, I'm curious to see if we see extra stuff after the whistle tonight, knowing that this is a pivotal game.
Yeah, you tend to see this as series develop, right? Some of that extracurricular stuff tends to, wane down just a little bit because the games do have a different set of priorities, right? Early on, you want to set a tone. You want to kind of maybe get a lead in the series. But, once those games start to matter a little bit more, you start getting closer to potential elimination games. How do teams react? And, the key for me for Tampa Bay is try not to get sucked into it. I mean, we saw a couple of retaliatory penalties in Game 3. Their penalty kill came through for them and killed those off. But you can't get caught up in too many of those because that's exactly what Florida wants you to do. And if, you have to kind of be the team that skates away from it. And, and there is a fine line between standing up for yourself and making sure you don't do something to put yourself as the only ones in the penalty box, because it sure looked like in Game 3, the Lightning were the only ones getting those extra penalties.
The only thing that'll change the way the game is played if the Lightning's power play starts to work. Because once it starts to work, then they can't come up with all this crap that they've been doing, and this the extracurricular stuff. So that power play is a very important thing tonight for the Lightning. If it starts to work, that'll calm everybody down that wears a red sweater.
Chief, before we let you guys go, to your point, what do we make of the power play for the Lightning? What do you see that's not working, and what needs to change tonight?
Well, first of all, you got to start winning the faceoffs a little bit faster, a little more when they have the man advantage. And secondly, you can't be constantly passing the puck. They're not getting any shots on the power play. And, that's what they have to do. You get a dirty goal once in a while. Just take a shot. And that's what they're doing right now. Think about this. Their penalty kill right now is 92%, Florida. That's incredible. And what they're doing is they're playing for the pass because the Lightning are, they love to make 3 and 4 and 5 passes before they shoot the puck. I think if you start shooting the puck, they can't cheat on that pass as much.
And Nikita Kucherov needs to be the guy shooting that, because that opens up everything else if he's going to be a threat to shoot.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, boys. Appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Greg.
All right, Greg.
All right, Bobby the Chief, Taylor, Eric Rollinson with us right there. Always appreciate their breakdowns. Cleaning the Crease, presented by Janie King, proud commercial cleaning partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Same matchup in net for both teams that we've seen through the first 3 games of this series. Hey, don't forget, Wednesday night at 6:30, watch Sticks and Stools on the Lightning's YouTube channel prior to Game 5. Daniel McBroom, Ryan Malone, and Braden Coburn are hosting live from Corona Bolts Bay at Amalie Arena to get you ready for that night's game. They have a very special guest that will be joining them as well. Watch Sixth and Stools on the Lightning's YouTube channel 1 hour prior to all home playoff games. Ben Pierce, our Lightning beat reporter, is up next. We'll get his thoughts on the game tonight. Lightning and Panthers coming up in about 10 minutes on Lightning Radio.
At PNC Bank, the official retail bank of the Tampa Bay Lightning, we've always taken a boring approach to handling your money. Not only is it smart, it's reliable. And why would we ever want to be unreliable with anyone's money? Some of those customers could be big, tough hockey players who gladly give up their teeth for a win. Oh, that's going to hurt. But really, we just think boring is the smartest way to help ensure your money's there for exciting things in life. Like intentionally placing your body in front of a frozen rubber puck traveling at 100 miles per hour. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Get a daily dose of Lightning hockey with Lightning Power Lunch. Greg Linnelli here. Join Dave Mishkin and me every weekday at noon Eastern for an hour of in-depth analysis, breaking news, and inside info on the Lightning. You can listen live in the Lightning mobile app or watch the live stream on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Just follow @Bolts Radio. And if you miss the show, don't worry. You can download the podcast anytime in your favorite app. Lightning Power Lunch, weekdays at noon on the Lightning Audio Network.
Cat named Mo saying it's time to spring into strength at Crunch Fitness. See what I did there? And now is the perfect time with $0 enrollment and membership starting at $9.99. Go to crunch.com where you can find out about the HIT classes, high-intensity interval training. They also have certified personal trainers. Mine is Jacob out at Carewood. Create the perfect program to help you reach your goal. With nearly 500 locations nationwide, you will have no trouble finding a convenient gym close by. Go to crunch.com for the location nearest you and get crunched. Offer ends 4:30.
Pollen season is upon us, and if you want to keep that car clean every day, you need to think about an unlimited membership plan from Bubble Down Car Wash. The best car wash in town, inside and out. Those long wash tunnels mean a cleaner car. They've got the most amazing staff that make for a perfect experience. If you're ever unsatisfied, they'll make it right with their Wash Happy policy. Locations in Tampa, Brandon, Riverview, Wesley Chapel, and a new spot in Palm Harbor. Get in there today. You'll have the cleanest car in town every time you bubble down.
Check out the Tampa Bay Lightning's all-inclusive girls-only hockey development programs presented by Raymond James. These programs and events are designed for girls of all ages and skill levels and are run by Team USA Women's National Team alumnus Kelly Stedman. Whether you're new to hockey or just want to learn how to skate, we have the perfect program for you. Visit lightninghockeydevelopment.com/girlshockey for a complete list of programming.
Hi, folks. Phil Esposito here, Hockey Hall of Famer. Well, who knew that I was going to go a little bit deaf? I lost my hearing a little bit. People kept telling me, what's wrong with you? You can't hear. So guess what? They were right. I went to Audibel. Audibel took care of me. It was incredible. Audibel, they are terrific. And by the way, Audibel's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Book your free hearing test now at floridahearing.com. Hear better, live better.
This is David Singa of the Singa Law Group. My wife Shafia and I have been practicing law since 1997. We are a small family-owned firm in the Tampa Bay area. When someone calls our office for advice and wants to speak to a lawyer, you speak to one of us. If you or someone you know has been injured in an accident and would like to speak to me, please call me for a free consultation at 813-840-1111 or go to flacrash.com. If you call and I'm not available, leave your name and phone number and I will call you back. The Singa Law Group, main office, St. Pete.
Follow the Lightning Audio Network on X. Search Bolts Radio and hit follow.
The only players we hit are the ones with pucks.
I know he chirped me.
Yeah.
I saw it. I'm at home watching the Senators game, and he chirped me, right? Which I appreciate. I used my own words on me, too. I mean, I'm not sure it was applicable to the events on the ice, but it was still good. Well done.
Does it add to the energy of the series and stuff?
Oh, God, I hope not. My wife had a good chuckle. I think she thought it was pretty funny, and I think the coaches probably, I'll have to take over the chirping at some point. It's kind of a lost art on the bench. So.
I think it adds to it, right? Come on. A little gamesmanship from both coaches. I think you need that. Why not? All right. So that's kind of where we are with the coaches and with the game. I mentioned a pivotal game for tonight. Greg Linnelli, as our pregame show continues, Lightning and Panthers coming up in about 5-10 minutes. We'll talk to Braden Coburn and Dave Mishkin in just a bit. But right now we have Ben Pierce, our Lightning beat reporter, with us right now. Ben, look, it adds to it, right? I mean, this is playoff hockey at its best. You've got some pretty intense moments on the ice, and the coaches here and there take some jabs at one another. I'm okay with that.
Well, I promise that everything that's being said in the press conferences is probably much tamer than what the players are saying to each other on the ice. But, that's a small thing. But when you're a player and you see Coop sticking up for you there with that comment even, it was kind of a jab at Maurice. But even as a player, that can be a big thing. Yeah. It can really pull a team together. Even though it's the coach and he's not playing per se, like that can be a pretty emotional thing for a group. So it was funny to see. And, Maurice and Coop go way back. They both said, it's all in good fun. We're actually pretty good friends. But, not right now. So it's that time of the year, and we're seeing it from players, coaches, and everybody in between.
It is that time of year. The Lightning had a nice win in Game 3. I think playing with the lead and getting more shots on Bobrovsky, Ben, I think will be keys for me tonight. There's been a lot of talk about Bobrovsky through 3 games being really good. I think he's been okay. I'm not sure the Lightning have tested him that much.
Well, no, and you look at the goals that he allowed the other night. I mean, the one to Nick Paul, you give credit to Nick Paul in the goal, but that's not a goal that you're probably used to seeing a guy like Bobrovsky give up. And it's not very Sergei Bobrovsky-like, and I think for him, he's probably looking to rebound a little bit here tonight. But for the Lightning, absolutely. The more pucks you get to the net, the better chances you got of them going in. But I do also know that the Lightning have thought they've got enough high-scoring chances, in grade A scoring chances. Coops mentioned it. The players have said, we're getting to the right areas. We're just not burying those opportunities. So it's just a matter of continuing to drive to that danger spot in front of the net and then making sure that your puck's hitting the net. Because Florida's done a pretty good job, especially through those first 2 games, of getting pucks out of that area with sticks.
Do we see the extra stuff tonight?
I'm guessing we'll see it for sure. But also, the guys said, obviously, everybody's pretty amped up to have Hags back tonight. But I think they kind of want that part of the chapter to be in the rearview mirror a little bit. You want that energy, you want that intensity, but it's just a matter of, okay, let's make sure that we're playing our game and we're not getting distracted by some of that extracurricular activities. So I fully expect physicality. We'll probably see some pushing and shoving, but these officials, these refs in this series have shown they're not afraid to grab one person from one team and say, you're gonna bite the bullet here this time, and your team's going on the PK. Sometimes you know who it is right away. Other times you're kind of guessing. So that's the challenge in all of this, is they're not necessarily taking one guy from each team, and you don't want to be the one that's on the PK.
All right, do you have any interesting numbers for us to maybe marinate on a little bit here tonight as we get ready for this game? Anything that stood out during the game notes?
Absolutely. I got to give a shout out to Jake Gensler here. I don't know if Eric mentioned it, but he's up there with some pretty talented players for goals per game. Now, Jake Gensler has 16 career goals in the playoffs in the playoffs and regular season combined in 28 career games. That is 5th most by any NHL player. Every other player has played more than 36 games. I don't know what it is. Gens has got something against Bob, and hopefully the Lightning see that he continues to do it. But his goals per game is way up there. I believe coming into tonight, it is the 7th best in NHL history in the playoffs. So he's continuing to do what he did in Pittsburgh and even in Carolina last year. So he's been a phenomenal ad, and they're going to need that here in the playoffs.
It's not personal. It's just business, right?
Absolutely.
That's all we can do. That's all we can
Always.
do. All right, Ben. Appreciate you, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Ben Pierce joining us right there. Nick Paul donating $150 to the Crisis Center of Tampa Bay for every point he records this season. Slide Insurance is generously matching each donation, making it $300 for every point scored, going to support mental health in Tampa Bay. Lightning and Panthers coming up in about 5 minutes. We go to the guys calling the game tonight. Dave Mishkin and Braden Coburn. It's up next on Lightning Radio.
You can listen to Dave Mishkin and Phil Esposito's radio call live in your seats at Amalie Arena in the Lightning mobile app. Select Listen Live from your seat and follow the directions. You'll never miss Mishkin screaming score or Espo yelling shoot the puck while you cheer on the Bolts from your seat.
The Bone, WHPT, Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete, and 107.3 WXGL HD2 St. Pete. The Bone is the official Tampa Bay Lightning radio station.
The Stanley Cup playoffs on the Lightning Audio Network are presented by Advent Health. Kucherov! A brilliant goal! It's time to be the Thunder.
Point, cuts in front, shoots, score! What a move! What a move!
It's in for the Lightning again! Today's Stanley Cup playoff game, featuring your Tampa Bay Lightning, is presented by Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Spectrum, a connection built for everywhere. That's life unlimited. That's Spectrum. And by Advent Health, the official health and wellness partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Pasternak going on the left wing, angling in front, he holds, shoots, save on Zalewski, the Lightning win it!
We're moments away from puck drop as we get ready for Lightning to strike.
Lightning hoping to strike again in Game 4 to even up this series. Greg Linnelli with you. Let's kick it out to the guys calling the game tonight. Of course, the radio voice of the Lightning, Dave Mishkin, and former Lightning defenseman, Braden Coburn. Boys, it's great to be with you. And Kobe, you've been in these situations before. A pivotal Game 4. Really, when you take a look what the Lightning have been able to do the last couple of games, it feels like they are getting to their game, and hopefully tonight even up the series and put a little bit more pressure on the Panthers.
Yeah, Greg, I think absolutely. It was a disappointing start to the series for the Lightning. They just couldn't get off to the right foot at home. That doesn't mean you're out of a series, and I feel like what the Lightning have done a really good job of is rediscovering a little bit of their energy. Instead of sitting back and, kind of playing into the Panthers' hands a little bit, of letting them dictate play, I feel like they've been the aggressor. And when you're in playoffs, you want to kind of toe that line between, am I going to be taking penalties? And I feel like that little bit of mentality for the Lightning changed the last game, where they were